However, I think we're all wrong. It's really just it's Elise that's the best girl. Let's be honest. She's the only one that'll put out for any of us.
Listen, she deserves a much better boy than you. Cliff is everything to her, okay?
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Alex, I'm not as desperate as you.
Oh,
my
Wow.
Shots fired.
All right. Well, there's 2 shots fired. Natai, you want to get out of this too?
Whoa, you're already dead. I'm not gonna answer. That's good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And tonight, I got the entire cruise is here. Finally, we got Natai back. We got our poser extraordinaire. He's back.
I'm just vibing to What Is Love with all these gestures.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. No.
Copyright.
Look at that head bobbing motion. Do that again, John.
I can't. I literally cannot replicate anything I ever do. Ever.
Yeah,
It
You
happened.
just
that
had to
one
be there
time.
to see it. Like, it's just how it goes.
we got our czar of source material, John. He's here.
Hi. It's early.
And, yeah.
It's early for you. Oh.
Yeah, it's late for Natai. It's like mid-morning for me. Shinoda just got off work. It's fine. It's fine.
Just use email for fuck's sake.
I know, right? And speaking of Shinoda, I agree with what you wrote here, Shinoda. You did watch a ton of mid shit in 2023.
I did.
You know, I didn't think about how terrible the show selection was in 2023 until I went over the list.
Yeah, there was like
And I was
only
just
a
like,
couple of
I've-
standouts.
Yeah, there's like quite literally a few standouts in the entire year, in my
It
opinion.
was like anywhere between 6 and 9 standouts. Everything else is kind of forgettable.
I don't even know if there was that many.
I think there was like, I had more than 9 than I enjoyed, but out of all the like shows, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a must watch because, you know, when I was looking, I was like, what is a must watch? I'm like, okay, I can count on one hand how many shows I would say you need to watch at least.
Yeah. But that is kind of what we're here to discuss tonight. So, you know, mid-February is usually when we've done our traditional award show, our Finney Awards. This year we've decided to do something a little different. And
Because
instead of
of
having,
John.
well, no, it was not just, it was John and Natai came up with this kind of together.
It was me bitching about the award show because I hate
Yeah.
award shows.
So instead of giving out like traditional awards, we're just going to have like a discussion about some of the best aspects of anime over the last year of 2023.
We here at the podcast shall podcast.
Yes. What he said. Yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, thanks, Shinoda. I didn't
Wait,
think
this isn't the tutorial? Fuck.
That's like me getting through Dead Space, which this isn't the tutorial. What? Yeah.
Just
we're
imagine Alex going through Dead Space. Oh, I thought it's supposed to be Dead Space. There's so many alive people here.
There aren't.
There aren't though. There's a lot of dead people in Dead Space, and a lot of people you're making dead.
Well, first of all, they aren't people, and second of all, they're
John,
already dead.
no,
They're
tangent.
All right, I'm here to advocate for necromorph rights.
Okay, yeah.
He just wants a necromorphosis.
Ugh.
No, I just want to kick more of those babies.
Alex,
right.
Baby Kicker 2024 confirmed.
Baby
No, that's
kicker.
one of the actual like animations. Is
Oh,
to
I
keep
know.
the baby.
Let's actually talk about anime, not Dead Space. But definitely watch our Dead Space streams because they've been fun. Also, for all of you that want to bitch about our selections for tonight and the things we talk about, our comment section is right down below.
Yeah, tell Alex how wrong he is for his
Yes.
opinions, as always.
Yeah, I
I was
definitely
about to
do
do
it.
it for them, but yeah, that's a good idea. Write it down in the comments.
I mean, definitely do that, especially for the ones where John agrees with me.
Yeah, if I agree with Alex,
Totally
we got a
worse.
problem.
Speaking of things where you agree with me, John, let's talk about the best art and animation from last year.
Listen, I was thinking about, all right, what shows looked really good and was animated extremely well. And I'm like, you know what? The only one that really stood out to me was Zom 100 because was it was gonna call them Light and Works, but no, it's Bug Films, right?
Bug
Bug
Films.
Bug
films,
films.
yeah.
They quite literally, this is their first anime that they completely did like as their primary, as they're the primary
They were the
studio on
primary
it.
studio.
Because they helped on Komi-san Can't Communicate, but they weren't
On
the
season
primary
2.
animation studio.
They've
Yeah.
helped
Yeah.
a couple of different ones, if I remember right.
But I think they've only done like in between animations and stuff like that for other studios.
Yeah, they've been the
Yeah.
supporting studio.
And I remember, when we did the review for Zom 100, I was like, what is this show? Like, it looks so weird. I don't understand what it is. And I'm like, we looked up the studio and I was like,
It's
oh,
art.
this is their first like actual like show. We're like, who is this?
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, and we don't really have like a category of things to talk about for biggest surprise. But if I were to give like a biggest surprise for 2023, this would be it.
Yeah, no, like their studio did really well with the show. Like it was unfinished for a long time. Like I believe it took a couple of weeks
months?
for the OP to even get finished.
Oh,
Like the OP
yes.
wasn't
Yeah,
done
no,
when they
because it was
launched.
evolving. Yeah.
The fucking irony of this show being focused on this fucking working guy who just like overworks all the time, and then the scheduling of this show like led to the last 3 episodes being delayed by like a few months and then airing
Like 2.5 months.
on Christmas Day. Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember the even the OP wasn't finished when they started airing because they're like, look, we didn't finish it. We'll eventually.
But when
release
it
the
was
finished one."
finished, it was fucking incredible.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
yeah.
loved the actual
I
final
love
OP.
the
Yeah.
one of the best OPs of the year in my opinion.
Full on agree.
It's also, I think, a testament to the studio themselves that instead of putting out and like rushing an unfinished product, they're like, no, we'll take this hiatus. We'll come back with an actual finished product. It'll be good, we promise. And they
Yeah.
did not lie.
And you
It
know
was
what?
good.
It worked.
They
Yeah.
delivered on that promise.
I just really liked how I pointed out that the main character in Zom 100 looks exactly like Deku.
He
and
kind of does.
and
What?
I just
It's a completely different hair. What are you talking about?
no, they're basically the same. Listen, when zombie Deku or zombie apocalypse survivor Deku puts on the shark suit and in Detroit smashes the Junji Ito fever dream, like, tell me I'm wrong that happens. I'm not. It
He
happens.
literally Detroit smashes a shark, man.
I wish you
Okay.
were
A
joking,
shark that
but
had
no,
like
he
legs
actually
and stuff that
does.
was crawling around on the land. The Junji Ito fever dream.
Shark
And I'm like,
centipede.
I wish that was clickbait. I really do, but no, that's exactly what happens. Like episode 5 or something or 4.
Bro, legit with this show though, probably my favorite premiere of the year. Like that
Oh,
first
yeah.
episode is incredible. Like,
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
like,
love that first
'cause
episode.
You just get bait and switch because you're like, okay, it's supposed to be some like the premise. Like, okay, it's gonna be a zombie apocalypse show, But like the entire like black company experience that they were going through it of this and that, and I'm like, and the fact that the actual studio was taking jabs at their old studio because I believe they were. Who were they before they became Bug Films? They were a
We
lot
ta-
of people who left.
We talked about this, and I cannot remember the studio.
I don't even
I'll try to
remember.
find out.
I don't remember.
I'll pull it up.
It was a long time ago. Where we were trying to figure it out for a while, and then I discovered it through a YouTube short where someone's like, "Yeah, this Bug Films is actually ex-workers of this studio." It's I want to say it's
Madhouse?
No, it's not Madhouse. That's what we
No,
all
that's-
speculate. That's 8-bit.
8-bit is the people that left Madhouse.
Right. I
It's
will
the
say
people
it
who did
was-
Pokemon.
OLM.
Oh,
Is it
Is
OLM?
it from OLM?
OLM is the Pokemon studio, yeah.
Okay, it might not be OLM. It doesn't sound familiar. But regardless of that, I think that Zom 100 it had the best art and animation of the entire year, in my opinion. Because, again, looking through the entire list, I didn't really see anything else that really stood out to me in terms of art and animation. Or art or animation, because it's like, yeah, we had Free Ren, which was like, good job, Madhouse. You didn't completely fucking bungle it. But
That means a lot, dude.
That's
a
coming from
lot.
Madhouse. That means a lot.
I know it means a lot, but I was just like, there's still some really rough scenes. That I was like, I can't really give this to Free Rein because it's like
Still a good looking show though.
It looks good, but like, bro,
there are moments
that
where it
dragon
looks.
fight scene was just so bad.
Wait, are you talking about Free Rein? It looks
Yeah.
incredible. What are you on
No,
about?
but there are certain
there are
scenes that aren't
certain
up to
there are
par.
certain parts
there are
where it's not
individual
great.
moments where it kind of it declines a little bit in
You
quality,
have
but
to
not
be
for very long.
really picky,
It goes
Natai.
from here to here, I guess.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
it's-
the freaking dragon fight. No, the red dragon fight from the very beginning, like episode 7, 6, or whatever.
For the record, I haven't reached episode 5 even. So
See,
Oh,
You
bro,
know what?
bro.
He doesn't know yet. I mean, I wouldn't
Just
say
fucking
it's
with
like
you.
I wouldn't say it goes from like 100 to like 10, but it goes from like 100 to maybe 70.
I'm just saying,
60.
if your opening sequence has a fight sequence, if your opening like bit for your show has a fight sequence that's better animated and drawn than an actual fight scene in the show, then you got a fucking problem.
It's still
Also,
not a
you're
bad
right, it
looking
is
show
OL.
overall, though.
You're correct. There's a lot of people from on Bug Films were producing in OLM. So
Okay, so
Okay.
it is
Oh,
OLM.
okay.
Yeah, I remember the short that I said was like it's the studio that worked on Pokemon. They
Yeah.
came from the studio that worked on Pokemon.
And OLM's been working on Pokemon since the 90s.
But yeah, they were taking jabs at that in the first like 2 episodes where they're talking about like working as a black company and this and that. But I also think that Bug Films put a lot of effort into making it, like even when they helped on Komi-san. Komi-san looks beautiful, by the way. I just think the story is mid, but
It looks good.
it looks good.
also the use of color in Zone 100, just like it looks incredible. Like
That's
it's so
something I want
vibrant
to
and so
talk
like
about a bit.
like it's so like it just pops, and the animation work itself just looks incredible. I mean, the amount of zombies on screen sometimes is wild.
Yeah. They were not shy about using the color palette, and I truly appreciate that. That, in combination with fantastic animation, really made it stand out in 2023 compared to all the other animes that did air. I was especially a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen and, don't hate me, Demon Slayer, for good animation.
Looked
In my
incredible.
opinion,
Yeah.
fuck off, Alex.
No, I mean I agree with you. Like it didn't look bad.
Yeah. And I thought they were great, but compared to Zom 100, I was like, Zom 100 takes the cake for this. Like it just does. Like everything else is only a little bit worse by comparison.
I also like how
Jujutsu Kaisen,
anytime they
though-
do a flashback, the color is kind of removed from the scene. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool too. That's a pretty
Yeah,
cool little
because it
effect,
was
too.
a bleak time in his life and the world was muted for him. They did it beautifully. I appreciate that.
Well, I just think that also like the whole zombie aspect, like sure, Zom 100 is goofy, right? It's got like literal super mutant zombies in it, but like how they draw the horror aspect of it, like when, for example, when Akira and oh my god, I don't remember Akira's name, Akira's friend, the guy,
The blonde guy.
Kensho.
Kensho, yeah,
Yes,
it is
Kensho.
Kensho. It is Kensho.
Yeah, when they go to that mall and it's like I'm like, this reminds me a lot of freaking
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
I
And,
genuinely
like,
thought that's
it's
what it was going to be,
hilarious.
just a giant Dawn of the Dead like tribute.
I mean, that's what happens when I see zombies in a mall. I think Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
But I was just like, the whole horror aspect of the zombie stuff was done really well as well. I thought it was captured really well, like not as just a running gag for the show, but just in general.
Yeah.
Really tiny related side tangent. Natalia, we'll get to you, I promise. Did any of you watch the live action Zom 100?
No,
I didn't.
No.
Was it any good?
I actually really enjoyed it. They had to combine certain things to shorten it and make it fit together. But overall, like on its own, I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic adaptation of what exists.
It's a movie,
Is it
not a show,
on-
right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
Did
I-
Netflix adapt it?
I believe they did. I know it came out like a week after the anime premiered.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Capitalized.
Now I'm vaguely remembering something about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
I
is
kind of want to watch
actually-
it now.
Yeah, no, it's good. They don't have the vivid colors, obviously. They can only
I mean,
do
it's
so
I feel like that
much.
wouldn't-
action, yeah.
That wouldn't translate very well into live action, I don't believe.
But for what it was actually really enjoyable.
Hmm.
And even me, who normally hates anything zombie related, I was like, okay, this still fun, still
What?
good.
You
Yeah, I
hate
hate
anything?
anything,
You hate
anything
zombies.
zombie related.
Why?
Zombies scare the shit out of me.
Oh
Oh,
my god. Okay,
That's the
so he's
point.
actually genuinely terrified of zombies.
I don't
Even the
like it.
Cranberry songs.
You know why? You know why I don't like zombies? Because if zombies exist, that means the internet goes down. How would I live?
This dude
not
lives on the internet.
not if you live in the Resident Evil universe where Wesker's daughter still has the internet and
Look,
is a
look.
post
If
furry.
you're in the Resident Evil universe, you got
You're fucked.
much worse problems than just
You're
zombies.
fucked.
You got fucking Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, I don't want to live in the Resident Evil universe.
I
If
don't
I
think
have to
there's
pick a
any-
zombie universe to live in,
I don't think there's any zombie universe I want to live in because, like, either they're
Zombieland
basically
Saga.
No,
Oh,
because-
Zombieland Saga, that would be good.
no, it wouldn't be all fun and games, dude.
It is fun in games. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's
It's just the real world.
it's just
It's
the real
just the
world,
real
man.
world with zombie singers.
Anyways, Natai, tell us why instead of Zom 100, why your pick is
Yeah.
JJK.
Tell us why we're wrong.
I just think it's incredible, like the animation that's on display, the amount of fucking crazy shit that they go
I want to
through.
mention
that
what
entire
anime you're
season.
talking about.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay,
JJK.
well,
Shinoda
we didn't,
introduced
we didn't
it.
say that
Yeah,
up front.
I'm
No,
sorry.
Shinoda introduced it.
I'll hold a
I
sign that
introduced
says
as
what I'm
JJK,
talking
I'm
about,
sorry.
right?
Jujutsu
Um,
Kaisen season 2, the one that I still haven't watched.
I just think it's incredible. Like, so one of the things that a lot of things happened this year in anime. One of them is a lot more animators broke down about their working condition, and Jujutsu Kaisen was kind of the pinnacle, like the center of attention in that department. And I think it's kind of wild, and a lot of props and more money needs to be given to the animators for managing to go through that hellish schedule and production like environment and still
Right.
pull off like one of the most crazy batshit insane like action shows that came
Can I
out,
just
period.
mention that we were talking about Mappa as a studio
Right.
when we were talking about Chainsaw Man. We're like, man, they're picking up a lot of shows after Chainsaw Man, and they're putting out a lot of like high quality effort work. Like we're all just speculating, like, how is this possible, Mappa? Like,
Yeah.
we hope
We
you're
were
paid.
all impressed. We were like,
I
"Oh,
thought it
shit,
was
this is
well,
amazing."
I was hoping the answer was one of two things: either they were hiring a shit ton more animators, or they were paying the animators they had a lot more money.
And as it turns
Or
out,
none.
nope, or none. The answer was that nope, they just slave labor. That's how. And we were like, what
It's
the fuck,
nuts.
Mappa? You're like, we were hoping, we're like,
It's
we hope it's not slave
disgusting.
labor because this is kind of insane.
And,
And
it's crazy
It is
because the
insane.
workload that Mappa is taking on, like it would be one thing if they were taking on all these things and having like 3 or 4 seasons in between each of these releases. No, they're coming out one after the other.
It's insane. Like
Immediately
and
after
all,
Chainsaw Man, they had Vinland Saga season 2.
all the information that's been coming out of like that sort of like the environment they've been in, like things that like just blew my mind. So apparently in some of these interviews, people are like, well, the fact that we did Jujutsu Kaisen Zero in 4 months sort of like set a standard that we can do this. Like, you did this movie in 4 months? Are you nuts? So like, on the one hand, I really appreciate and respect and is just blown away by the work they did in Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Even though it was on the back of their fucking mental health, and not even mental, just like health, period.
Yeah.
So like, props to the team. I hope they are okay.
Hmm.
Watch
Maybe,
Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. It's fucking nuts.
maybe the Mappa animators will all quit and start their own studio like Bug Films did.
It's
Yeah.
what happened. I mean, we lost the fucking Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, and the movie director, the Chainsaw Man director, left to join another studio. Like, it's not sustainable what they're doing.
No,
No.
not long term.
They're burning through their talent, which is a shame.
And they have a lot of really good talent on their team, which is even a bigger shame.
Yeah.
But
But
It's like some of these people, they're gonna straight up quit the industry, and it's just gonna be a straight up loss.
I'll just say this about like the animation aspect of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you like animation in general, it's just a portfolio of fucking incredible, crazy, batshit insane stuff. Go watch it. Like nothing compared to it. There are a lot of amazing shows this year, but in terms of just like raw, like hype animation, like there's nothing better than this.
See, I heard that people were saying the first like half, I guess you could call it, the first arc, whatever it is, of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Yeah, like I heard people said that was boring.
Nah,
It's because people don't like their pace slowed down a little bit. They're like, "Give me action, 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 action. That's all I want.
Yeah,
I want to eat action."
It's good.
It's like, bro, backstory. Let the world building
Eventually,
happen.
I'll actually watch season 2.
It's good.
I've got to say, my hype for JJK has died since I started reading the manga, and I've gotten to a certain point where I'm like, oh, well, now I don't like the show. I don't like the series anymore.
The curse of the manga reader.
Yeah,
curse of knowledge.
The curse
future
of
knowledge.
Future knowledge. It goes like either it gets even better or it gets absolutely dog shit.
Oh, what a terrible fate.
Yes.
Listen, I do it to myself, and it hurts.
You do, and you have no one to blame but yourself.
I'm starting to do it to myself as well. I'm like, fuck.
You see a perfect example here, Tsunoda, why you shouldn't do it. And yet you
I
go
know,
do it
but
anyway.
I love reading manga so much, and like talking to John about it after I read stuff. It's so fun. It's such a bad time.
Before we move on, I do want to give a quick shout out to the people that worked on Pluto, mostly for how seamlessly they mix 2D and 3D animation in that anime.
I have not heard anything about Pluto other than from you, Alex. Like literally, no one I know talks about it.
I will fucking back Alex up on this.
I'm sure it's great, but like quite literally, outside of our podcast, I have not heard any other AniTuber talk about it.
Because it's locked behind Netflix, and anytime Netflix is involved, the hype is dead.
I've been waiting for that show for like years by now, and Netflix has done zero work to push
very little marketing.
It's a shame.
I mean, that's just part of like the Children of Wales or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was the show.
Yeah, Children of Wales. I know what you're talking about.
Amazing show. Netflix did not care about it.
No one watched it.
It's like, why do they even bother to compete when they're just going to let it die?
I just think
that's a whole nother podcast. I don't want to get into it right now.
No. But I just wanted to give them a great shout out for how well they did mixing the 2D and 3D animation in that. And I know we don't really have a section here where we're going to be talking about voice acting. Just really quick, want to give a huge props to the English dub voice actors. My God, they did a good job on that show. They have Keith fucking David on the English dub. All right. Should we move on?
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about best boy and best girl of
Easy.
the year. And let me
go
tell you why.
Pitchfork.
Yeah, let me tell you. Let me tell you why the true best boy of the year is Shadow from Eminence in Shadow.
Nah.
Here we go.
Listen. I love that boy so much.
No.
He's so chuny, and I love him.
Listen,
and I must protect.
I will admit that with the Eminence in Shadow season 2, I thought the fact that John, when he takes the identity of John Smith, they changed the voice actor. I like that. I liked it because he took a different alter ego. They changed the voice actor for him when he speaks. Because I was like, is that Lelouch Lamperouge I hear? Is the voice actor now?
I wonder if they'll do that in the English dub as well.
Oh, that would be so cool if they do.
Probably not. I don't know. But
I hope so.
If they do the same thing and they get Lelouch's voice, that means they'll have to get Johnny Young Bosch to do it.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Johnny Young Bosch is Lelouch in English.
Well, in Dr. Elise, the one that's currently airing right now, I also was like, that sounds like Ainz, but then I looked up the character credit. I'm like, that's not Ainz's voice actor. But then I was listening to it again, and I'm like, that is definitely Ainz's voice actor. And then as it turns out, on Mal, it only shows like the primary voice actor who voices him. But when he was undercover, he's actually voiced by Ainz's voice actor. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew I would never mistake Papa Bones.
I don't know.
I think it's cool that shows are doing that, where it's like they're supposed to have like a different voice because they're undercover or something, and they're like, fuck it, we'll just hire someone else.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. Give more jobs to people. That's great.
I don't know. Eminence in Shadow came along. I mean, the first season started airing in 2022, finished in 2023, and then we had the second season air all throughout the fall season of 2023. And I enjoyed watching this boy, everything he did. It was so fun.
Yeah, I think the show is really fun. I don't think he's best boy worthy, but okay.
I don't know. That's my best boy from last year, and I do want to give honorable mentions to both to Rudy from Mushoku Tensei, Thorfinn from Vinland Saga Season 2, and Akira from Zom 100.
Agreeing with Alex, I do think he's the best boy because he was such a goddamn chuny. He was such
Fucking
a fun
weird.
time. I loved him so much. And him getting the snot beaten out of him constantly just for the sake of keeping up appearances. I'm like, I love this idiot.
He's like, I can use my ultimate, Mob Ultimate number 7. Spinning blood fountain.
He's so stupid. I love it.
Listen,
he has a special place in my heart.
One of the awards that we used to do, that you guys used to do in the Fenny Awards, the best boy and best girl, I hated these because there's no actual criteria for them other than my opinion.
Yeah,
like, there's no criteria other than my opinion.
Welcome to awards show.
And yeah, I mean, welcome to award shows. So the shows that bribe us the most are going to get the wins. So I was like, this is why we should just do an open discussion, like, what we think. And I think that Sid / Shadow / John Smith, it was okay for 2023.
/ 15 other aliases.
I don't think that, Jiminy, the ordinary man.
I love the fucking names in this show.
Or no, mundane man.
Yeah. Mundane man, perv asshat.
Yeah. But I don't think there are a lot of best boys for me in this season, just because I was like, there was.
You mean the year?
Or in the year, because just
we're losing him.
He's gone.
Gone. No, I was just thinking about it. I was like, all right, maybe Aqua, but I'm like, nah, I don't know. From Oshinoko, I really liked him as a character. Like, it was hilarious when he shows up to the concert and starts like fucking doing the otaku dance.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just like, he sets my otaku spirit ablaze.
Like, I fuck with you, bro.
Yeah, like him
don't
doing
fuck
that. Don't fuck him, please. Ruby, please, no.
Ruby, please, yes.
No.
It's the only way we can get Eye back.
No.
But because I chose Mash. Right, Mosh Burn Dead, because Burn Dread. Burn Dead?
Is it
Burn?
Burn
Dread.
There's so many ways you can read this in English.
I just love Mosh's character because he's so stupid. Like the fact that he's just like, he's just a freaking airheaded idiot, and he's got just happy-go-lucky, like, oh yeah, I'll just fucking whatever, bro.
Anytime you even start to go into something, anything even more than simple, just the steam just like coming out of his head.
He's so simple-minded, but he's such a. Even though he's so simple-minded, he's such a pure character, and that's what like does it for me. I'm like, oh, you're
and not just you, everyone in the show as well. They just see him, they're like, oh my god, you're a sweetheart. You're an angel. You're a saint.
Well, it's like you're such a lovable idiot. Like I want to help you out, even though society hates you.
You're like a dumb baby that's gonna kill itself if we don't take care of you.
I wouldn't say he's
that
a dumb
UOP
baby.
though.
Yeah, that OP.
The creepy nuts OP
for the second season that's currently airing. Yeah. John cursed me with this OP, and John, you're right.
So
it gets in your head and it won't let go.
The squeaky chair.
I am not a fan of creepy.
Hold on. Okay, I just gotta.
You gotta do the little dance.
No. I'm very happy that
he's so happy that you like a creepy OP.
that I've been spreading this. I spread it to John, now it's spread to Alex.
God damn it, Shinoda, stop spreading your nuts around.
No, again, I don't like Creepy Nuts as a band, but this freaking OP just gets stuck in your head. Like it starts off, and I'm just like, because I remember Chinoda was like, "Oh my god, the new season 2 Mashal OP, oh it's so good." I'm like, Creepy Nuts, whatever, you know. Like Creepy Nuts is okay as a band. They don't have any songs that I really like, and I'm listening to the OP. It's like, dun, 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 and I'm like, yep, that's the Creepy Nuts that I don't like. It's like this weird Japanese rap that I'm not a fond of very much. And then you get to the chorus, and I'm just like, yo, we're talking bing bang bang bing bang bang bing bang boom boom, bing
Then
bang
they
bang.
start
I'm like,
dancing.
oh yo.
Looks incredible. And then there's like so much Sakuga near the end of that OP. It looks nuts.
Yeah, and then the
It's
actual
not
OP is
just
from-
at the
Creepy
end,
nuts.
it's throughout the whole OP. You actually watch it, and it's like, oh, this actually
Oh, it
has
looks incredible
animation. And like, if you watch the anime and watch the OP, you're like, oh my god, there's actually stuff from there in the OP as is proper.
I mean,
But
I
you
think
wouldn't
that
know anything. It doesn't really spoil
think-
anything.
because Mashal season 2 is technically 2024. It's definitely on my. We don't, we've got 3 more seasons to go through for 2024 at least for next year. But Mashal
there's
is up
some
there
good
for
stuff
animation.
there's some good stuff waiting in the wings. I'm just putting that out there.
But yeah, for me, Mash is just he's my favorite boy of the year. There's no one else that compares to where I'm just like, you know what,
Bro,
I
you
love this
say
man.
there's no one else, but there's no one else.
Listen,
No other boy will bring world peace like Thorfinn will. Let me tell you that.
He has no
fuck-
enemies.
He's not. That's the beauty. He's not best boy. He's best man. He's best
oh my
man.
bad.
He
He's
is best man. You're right. You are right.
Wait, best
He's
man
an
in your wedding?
inspiration to us all. I mean, possibly.
Listen, a man of your talent,
Hmm.
farming, really?
Farming? Really?
Bro,
Man of
bro,
your
he's-
talents?
He's grinding his ass out, you know? It's real hard work.
He's grinding out those levels, John.
He's solo leveling. Ugh.
He's literally solo leveling this.
Bro, oh my god.
I think his development.
Can it be next
run-
year yet so I can talk about 2024? 2024 started out real strong. Quite opposite with like 2023, where I'm like, okay, a handful of shows were standouts. Like I literally less than 10. But
Bro,
2024,
remember
it's stacked, man.
remember winter 2023 where it's like, oh my god, Tomo-chan is incredible. Now nobody remembers it.
I'm gonna bring that up
I
later.
mean, I mean,
Tomo-chan was good.
I thought the anime was all right. I like the manga a lot more
We'll
than the
talk
anime.
about it. We'll talk about it later because I actually wrote it down for one of the things I want to talk about.
Well, I just loved Carol. Her voice actor, it was hilarious.
And the same in both Japanese and English.
Which
Yes.
is impressive. I also,
But yeah.
before we move on to Best Girl, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Ichikawa Kiyotaro from what's it called? Dangerous in My Heart. Freaking
Okay.
love it.
Again,
It's a
you have
sweet
not sold me on this show and continue to not sell it.
I thought about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna write a fucking essay on why you should actually watch it. And
Will
then
you,
I'm gonna
though?
try to sell it to
No,
you.
he won't.
I won't.
The problem is that I thought the premise was so stupid that I just automatically just have
So-
a negative outlook on the show. So
Here's the thing. I'm assuming you're talking about like the summary of season 1, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
that's
though,
not how
also,
it goes
no,
at
no,
all.
no. I've also seen clips of the show because it's like, hey, you like watching Nagatoro and all
You
these other
Rom-coms. Our
Yeah.
algorithms know this.
Yeah, YouTube algorithm understands that you like rom-com clips. Like, watch these clips from this show, and I'm watching it. I'm like, this is a very boring show to me. I don't really care for this. Like, I think that oh my god, something won't leave me alone. What's that one?
What?
Uzaki-chan?
Uzaki-chan?
No, that's Uzaki-chan wants to play. It's the
Hang
one
out.
where it's like he's like a mundane dude, but the girl, like the class diva or whatever, takes an interest in him. Miss Kubo won't leave me alone.
Oh, Scuba won't leave me alone. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I found they keep pushing clips of that and Dangerous in My Heart to me, and I'm just like, these are shows that I do not care about.
Kuba
So-
was Okay, ish.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
That show's got to
I
be
mean,
really
education-
bad for Chinoda to say it's not good.
I'm
or
not
it
saying
must,
it's
or it might be the best show in the world now.
Or it might be the best show in the world, and Chinoda's like, I don't know, guys. It just wasn't for me.
no, it wasn't that great.
No,
Wasn't
like I'm sure
horrible,
that
but-
Dangers in My Heart is actually a great show, and it's just not for me because that can happen, and
Yeah.
that is allowed to happen. Sometimes shows are really amazing, and they're just not for certain people.
Sometimes,
It's a thing.
sometimes John says Skip and Loper is a good show, and
It
it's
was! You
just
fuck
wrong.
up!
Whoa!
You
Hold on.
fuck
Here we
up!
go.
Literal
What
best
the
girl of
fuck?
the year comes from Skip and Loafer, bro. I
I
cannot
give it 6 episodes, and don't get me wrong, she's great.
listen.
I don't
it's
even
just
remember
because-
her name. I skipped and loathed her.
Mitsumi.
How long were
Her
you
name is
sitting on that
Mitsumi.
one?
He was waiting this
Bro.
entire time.
It's months. He's
entire
been waiting
year.
for months to get that in.
Again, it was hard for me to think of a best girl other than like, all right, I really liked watching Mitsumi because I really liked Skip and Loafer. Thought it was a solid like 8 out of 10 show, to be honest.
I really liked it. She was super cute. I really liked watching her grow as a person.
Now that I'm looking at my
Grew?
best boy and my best girl, I see that my best boy and best girl are just very honest and earnest people. That
Sounds
is
like you have a
literally
type.
that is the bar to being a good person, in my opinion.
Bro, if she was ride or die, John would be like, I want to marry her right now.
Yeah, no, that too bad I didn't have any of that last year. Other than, well, see, all right, I was gonna say Sylphie, but that's because I have future knowledge of Sylphie of why she's actually best girl.
Okay, okay, since you brought it up, I'm gonna go with this. John gave me so much shit after the first season of Mushoku Tensei because I thought that Roxy was best girl, and he's like, bro, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Bro, you don't even know. You guys are both wrong. Aries is best girl.
Oh, fuck off.
No, see,
Actually,
Redheaded
we're back.
domination.
No. Come back to me in about 2 seasons when you all get proven wrong, and
Bro,
actually, Alex actually understands now. Sylphie is best girl. In 2 seasons,
Actually,
when you
no,
come
John,
back,
John,
you'll all be
we're-
like, John was right. Sylphie is actually best
do you
girl.
know? Do you know that I'm about to win $100 over this fucking stupid anime?
Wait, what? What?
So me and
the
my
bold
best
bet that
friend,
you
me and my
made?
best friend, we both watched the new season, and we talked about it. And he approached me, and he's like, "You know what? I have a feeling this fucking spoilers for Mushoku Tensei, by the way, for the second season." He's like, this fucking wedding thing. There's no way. This is it. There's gotta be some way that the other chick is gonna get in the mix. And I'm like, nah. If they actually did it, they're fucking doing it. He's gonna settle down with Sylphie. That's it. He's like, I'll bet you $100 on it. There'll be another wife. I'm like, deal. So we'll see who's gonna win that bet in the end.
Oh, do you want to know right now if you're
No,
No,
I
he
don't
does
want to.
not.
All right. Anyway, I think it'll take about 2 seasons.
Well,
at the
For me
hold
to
on,
win the
'cause
$100.
I am slowly being converted to the Sylphie best girl thing, especially after this last season. She is my best girl for 2023. However, I think we're all wrong. It's really just it's Elise that's the best girl. Let's be honest. She's the only one that'll put
Oh.
out for any of us.
Listen, she deserves a much better boy than you. Cliff is everything to her, okay?
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm not as desperate as you.
Oh
my
Wow.
Shots fired.
All right, well, there's 2 shots fired. Natai, you want to get out of this too?
Bro, you're already dead. I'm not gonna.
I can't do that to him. He's
It's
already
like that,
dead.
like that old Simpsons. Stop! He's already dead.
They did my job for me. I'm good.
But no, I kind of fell in love with Sylphie in season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Well, the first half of season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Obviously, we still have another half to go. But yeah, I'm slowly being converted to the Sylphie best girl camp. I still, if I have to say like best girl of the story so far, I'm still kind of in the Roxy camp. but Sylvie is getting really
Bro,
close.
I have
You'll
so
always
much
have
I
the
want to
Holy
say. I
Relic.
cannot.
You can't
Oh,
say
see,
anything.
I
The
can't
best
say
thing, the best
anything.
thing about this, John, is after we're done recording, you can tell me. I won't care. I've read the final chapter of the light novel.
Why did you just the final chapter?
Just the final chapter.
Wait,
Why?
what? What?
That's
He's a
weird.
madman. I've been
I'm
telling you guys
crazy.
this for years.
After 7.5 years now, John, you should know I'm not a stable individual.
No.
Yeah, that's true. All right. My best girl for 23 was Anna Yamada from The Dangers in My Heart. I freaking love her so much. She's so adorable.
You love
Such
her
a
or do you
goofball.
love her
She is
I love her
gluttonous.
assets.
massive
her-
character
Her
traits?
massive character traits.
Her assets.
That's not what matters to me about her. I just love
Uh-huh.
how adorable she is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's good looking, sure. Oh, very finely shaped. I definitely love that. She's a model.
Of course she
But
is.
yeah,
I'm just
she is.
imagining
That's her thing.
Grandpa Chonoda. Let me tell you about her. All right. She was a fine woman, all right.
Damn fine woman. Let me tell you. No, but she's adorable as hell. Such a goofball. Has such a good time in life and always tries to have fun. And she's one of the people. When I was watching the anime, I was like, all right, I need to know more about what happens, need to know more about these characters. And I read the manga for this show while it was airing. I don't ever do that. Ever. That's not a thing I do. And for something to capture me that quickly, and Anna too, every time I see her, I just look forward to seeing what she gets up to and how she reacts to things. She's the best girl of 23 in my heart.
Does it make me a terrible person that hearing you
Yes.
describe more and more about? Yeah, I mean, obviously it does. You know where I'm going with this, Alex.
I do.
I want to watch the show now just so I could eviscerate it and destroy your
I
heart.
do
Tell you
exactly
Go ahead.
where you're going
Go
with
ahead, please.
about- like I'd watch it and be like, the show was mid at best.
Go
Can
ahead.
I-
Do it.
So
Just like
Shinoda-
how I enjoy Shield Hero and you love eviscerating me every time. Go ahead.
Did
Fall
you
for
get
the-
through season
Unironically,
fall
two?
for my
Shield
trap.
Hero, bro.
Fall
Did you
for
get
my
through
trap,
season
John.
2 of Shield Hero?
Bro, it's on like season 3.
Yeah,
How
season
did you
3
get
aired
that?
last year.
Bro, I watched the first episode of season 2. I was like, I'm done.
Season 2 wasn't great.
As you should. As you should. By the
Season
way,
2 was not great.
Shinoda, I have to ask you because you're a Trigger fan.
I'm a fangirl.
And you mentioned about how this character has ample assets. Have you
Yes.
seen the redesign they did for Rika from Gridman? Oh my god.
Bro,
I got to bring
I'm
this
not
up.
that much of a fan.
I got to bring this up
Ooh.
so people can see it.
Ooh,
I
hot
promise we will not get demonetized.
Please don't ban
Why are you
us.
hijacking this
YouTube-
2023
it's
YouTube
fine.
show?
Scaba, please don't ban us.
It's etchy
No.
at best.
Look at this. Look at this redesign, my dudes.
I am with Chinoda here. I don't like it.
I'm not
What?
a fan.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, y'all are crazy.
No, it loses that like
It
original.
loses
aesthetic.
the appeal. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Look at
I'm
those
with Chinoda
thighs,
here.
man.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love the thickness of the thighs. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no,
I get hungry just looking
I-
at that.
I
But it's
like-
not
I
appealing.
like what they're trying to go for, but my Rika was not this Rika. You know what I'm
This
saying?
isn't my Rika, god damn it.
This is like MILF Rika. How can you say no?
Very easily. I just did twice. So
Nah,
It's
y'all,
like
y'all,
red light
y'all
district
crazy.
Rika. I
Oh
don't
my
like it.
god, yes.
anyway,
This
the
is what I
tie.
stayed for 1 a.m.
I
in the
know,
morning
right?
Yeah,
The
for.
tie.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this show other than I see clips of it popping up, and I'm like, this seems hilarious.
Okay,
Like
so
there
the
is
100
there's
good-
literally
okay.
the one scene in the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Really Love You where it's like they're trying to rob something or steal something, and she's like, "Throw the medicine at the dog!" So she
What
throws
the
it, and
fuck?
she's like, "Oh no!" And then she drinks the medicine instead, and she gets knocked out. And they're like, "What? We said throw it. Why did you drink it?" She's like, "I don't know." And then the dog licks the medicine and falls down too. And they're like, "Oh, that kind of works. Grab her. Let's go." Like, what is this show?
Bro,
What
the
is
100
happening right
The more I
Girlfriends Who Really,
hear
really,
about
really,
this-
love you is nuts. Such a good comedy. And all the girls are good.
I I just from that one clip alone, I'm like, I kind of want to watch this show. I thought it was just gonna be like some generic,
It's a really
like
good comedy.
harem or something.
So apparently the mangaka said he committed to the actual to the premise that it's like there will be 100 girls and he will like put effort to each and every one of them to be like their own character with their own story, their own appeal.
That is genuinely
And
insane.
and apparently the manga is going great, but the show is like it's so funny. It's such a good show. So shout out to all the girls from 100 Girlfriends who really really love you.
I feel like
Go
it's
watch
Just
cheating,
on my
bro.
watch list a
It's
couple
supposed
of
to be
weeks
best
ago.
girl, singular, bro.
Not best
No,
girls.
no, I have love for all the girls.
She's spoken like a
Oh
true
I like how he
harem
looks behind him.
protagonist.
Is like, is she behind me?
Spoken like a true harem protagonist.
Good
I
show.
haven't
Go
like
watch it.
John. I haven't seen this show either. I've just seen like a handful of clips from it. Although I haven't
Good.
seen anything that makes me want to watch it yet.
just the funny freaking dog drugging
I
scene.
think
was
I
I
didn't
think
see
by
that
episode
one.
one. I think by episode one you'll know if you gel with the comedy or not.
Maybe it's like the clips that I've seen. I think they're supposed to come off as funny, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't know. Maybe
The
it's
humor
what's been
might not be for you.
I'm just thinking that maybe what's been presented to me isn't the best stuff that the show has to offer.
YouTube algorithm Sama is the one who decides that for us. So I don't know.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right,
All right.
for our next section.
Yes. So going on from characters to character designs. John, you agree with me again. This is becoming a concerning pattern.
Listen, the best character design for me in 2023 designs in general, like as the entire show aesthetic, is obviously Eminence and Shadow season 2. Like the outfits are so fucking cool. Like they look really good. Like the all of Shadow's outfits are really cool. All of the girls, the 7, what are they called? The 7 sovereigns or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The 7 leaders or whatever the heck it is. The original 7, the top 7 dogs of his alliance. The first 7 girls that he does save are like the generals or something in his army, right?
Yeah.
And all of their outfits are really awesome. Like it just looks so cool. Like it's so chuny, bro. Like I don't know, man. It's a cool aesthetic.
And that's exactly why I like it too. It's just Chunies be tuning, man.
Yeah, and I also really liked the design of all of the 7 girls. Like they just they're so distinct and they look really good. Like
Very unique designs for all of them.
they had my emphasis on really nice designs. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying?
Very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty simple for me to just like as a no-brainer for like these were obviously the best character designs. Like first of all, we got there, speaking of having 100 different girlfriends who really really love you, like in Eminence and Shadow, sure he has the main 7.
You missed one really, but I'll allow it.
There's the 7 original, right? The generals or whatever, but he also has a bunch of other girls that have really cool designs underneath them.
I mean, I didn't say this in the best girl section, but Delta best girl. I just listen. I'm putting it out there. No, I love the very unique character designs in Eminence and Shadow, not just for the main character, but for all the people that surround him. I also want to say honorable mention to Pluto again for how seamlessly they transitioned the manga designs into anime. They made it look.
Had some really.
They made it look not ridiculous, and I'm happy for that.
I thought Oshinoko had really good character designs as well, because like I really liked like the whole Ruby Aqua aesthetic, like how they're twins, but they look so alike, but also they look so much like their mom.
Also, it's more than that. It's actually I feel like it's something that was carried from Kaguya somehow. So in that show, when they weren't hanging around in their like school uniforms, each of the characters had their own style and drip, you could say, I guess, and the way they would walk around with their own outfits. And I really enjoyed how that part of Oshinoko was also portrayed with like, because they're all teenagers and so supposedly they're like wearing trendy stuff, or like some of them, like what was her fucking name? Kana. She just by her character design, you could tell she was coming from this like background of like being a child actor. What are you cracking up about?
When you said drip, it reminded me of something that Hiroyuki Imaishi said once. He was asked
what?
about like the drip of one of the characters he designed. And he's like, when it was translated to him, he's like, drip. Is he melting?
He doesn't understand. Yeah, like
he didn't realize that drip meant like clothes.
reminds me
Drip,
of
is
that
he
whole
melting?
Twitter thing where everyone kept saying goat, and that Twitter person, that artist or something, the mangaka was like, "What is goat? I don't understand. Are they
Why
threatening
they call
me?"
me a goat?
Yeah,
Why is
they're
everyone saying goat? What goat?
like he was posting stuff, and then people were like putting the nose breathe out emoji with like the gun, like don't stop, like keep posting. They're like, are they vaguely threatening me? What are these Westerners doing? It's like they don't understand Western like emoji humor and stuff. It's funny.
Do you know that on Twitter, Japanese people recently discovered the Shinzo Abe meme of have sex and reproduce?
No, what?
And they were like, I'm thinking to myself, the Japanese gotta have equivalent memes for American politicians. Come on.
I don't
Hold on,
know,
hold on.
man.
I wanna
2chan
hear
memes
what
are,
was their
like, different. I
reaction.
had no idea.
The reaction was like, what does this mean?
They don't know. I
But you
mean,
know what that meme where it's like there's like a Japanese temple and it's got Shinzo Abe like very transparent in the background. It just says have sex and reproduce.
bro, they got to pump those numbers up.
I just find it funny that only now are Japanese people discovering that meme, and it's really funny seeing the reactions.
But yeah, with I think Oshinoko's the character designs in it are really good. Like I really like Kana's design, but I also I love Memcho's design quite a
Yes.
lot. Like Memcho is actually best girl in Oshinoko. All right, everyone else
I
is
don't
best
know
girl.
about that.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess
John,
so.
you
I
and I
love her
agree
design.
again. John and I are agreeing on something again. This is
But
not good
again-
for you, John.
Alex, you're the only one here who pushes for the incest in Oshinoko. Fuck off.
I know.
I
I
push
don't think
for
he's
it
the
because-
only one who
He's
pushes
not.
for that,
He's
bro.
not.
I'm not the only one. I'm not maybe the only one on this podcast, but I'm sure not the only
Listen,
one.
Alabama is a whole ass state, bro.
Oshinoko is like the
Pretty much.
Alabama anime. You know how
Roll
like Super Lovers was the Canadian anime, now Oshinoko is the Alabama anime.
Oh Lord.
Super lovers.
How do you manage to always bring it back to super lovers?
I know, always.
I'm a
He
sick
hates us,
individual.
that's why.
Anyway, Chinoda,
yeah.
explain to me why Undead Unluck's design is really good, because I don't get the appeal of the girl. I think she looks basic. You know?
Well, John, I
Oh, you were
John.
talking
not-
about the Bara Daddy. That's the design that you really
No,
cared about.
Oh.
It's not just them. It's
Oh,
all
hold on.
the characters
Wait.
that I think look cool as fuck. By the way, there's a reason for you to watch
That's
this.
a big hat.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
That is a very large ass.
I said hat.
Who? Oh,
No, look at her hips. Look at her hips. You know she got a big ass.
You know what's funny? I think it's funny that
yes.
the first thing you looked at was the hips. The first thing that spoke to me was like, is that a giant freaking afro hat? Like, what is that? What's
Fuck
going
the
on
hat.
That's what I said.
here? Like,
She can put on any hat you want, John.
No, her hat is important.
Actually,
but
that
no,
looks like the hat that Guinan wears in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
but no, all the characters have actually cool, unique designs that I love seeing. Like you could put them in a silhouette, and I could actually be like, "Oh yeah, that's that character." But no, all of them look cool, and I genuinely love that. And this is why you're gonna be watching it, probably, John.
as Apocalypse. That's all you had to say, bro.
Yep.
Is that a hold on? Is that a book?
Yes, he is a book. He is a book. He is
Well,
the
damn.
quest giver.
Is there any inanimate object Sugita has not voiced yet?
Chair?
A dildo.
Chair. He should have been the
Like,
chair in.
I don't know what
Suzume.
other inanimate object Sugita has voiced as other than this book.
I
What are you
don't know.
talking about?
Oh, yeah.
But
And this
man,
is just like the
That's
main
a creepy looking book.
hero cast. There's a lot more characters, a lot more
Bro,
cool
David
designs.
Production at it again with awesome character designs.
No,
Is it
but
David Production?
genuinely.
It is David Production.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there's enough reason
Oh.
for me to
Same
watch
team.
it.
Yeah, that's all you had to
Same-
say, bro. David Production, like,
Like,
we're
damn,
the
I'm
same
just
team that
ahead of
worked
you
on,
guys on
Five
this.
Ghosts.
again, Chinoda,
Damn.
you start out with like, oh yeah, this show is really good because of X and Y, but you don't say the really important bits.
Like,
Like who's
yeah,
doing the
by the way,
music,
Sagita's
who's
in
the
it.
studio,
Like,
who's
bro,
the voice
what?
actors. Like, the reason why we want to watch a show other than, yeah, the premise is good, like that means nothing. Any premise can be good. Everyone has their own taste in the show. But there's a certain amount of quality that we associate with studios, with voice actors, and with producers
Directors.
and directors, right?
So just to be more specific, because David Production has several teams, this is the same team that worked on Fire Force, aka
Oh.
the ex-Shaft employees.
Oh.
So
Yeah. And
See,
it's
Go watch
the
very
tie. Where
apparent.
were you? This is why. Look at all this background info that you could have told us when you're like, now I would have watched it. I would have watched that based on that alone.
Chinoda's the kind of guy who, like, a new rom-com anime will start airing. He's like, yeah, like the animation is good, and like the music is good, and like the voice acting is good, and then like 15 minutes later, it's like, oh yeah, it's directed by Akiyuki Shimbo. It's like, bro, why didn't you start with that?
Seriously.
Like, lead with that, dumbass. I need to get better at presenting information. I know that.
No, it's kind of a good thing in the sense of like the way we do podcasts, because you want to save the best for last.
Bro,
But when
it
you're
just
describing an
upsets
anime
me.
to us, don't do that.
It upsets me to no end. Yeah, Apothecaries is kind of good. It's solid of a show in animation. Like, literally, first episode, 3 minutes in, is that motherfucking Kevin Pank and I here? Like, you didn't lead with that, bro. What the hell?
Sometimes you guys need to just discover things on your own, and that makes it so much more fun.
I swear he's doing it on purpose, Alex.
I think he is too. If it happens once, it's like it's an accident. Twice, it's like, okay, I can kind of write
this
that
point,
off.
it's just
3
fucking with
times or
us.
more, he's
Yeah,
doing
at
it on
this point, it's
purpose.
like he's deriving joy from doing this to us. Where it's like
Years upon years of psyops.
he's playing 5D chess, bro. 200 IQ moves.
I'm still waiting for Chinoda like to just turn out to be like my actual FBI agent that's watching me.
Just because I'm in the
talking about
government
incest,
doesn't
Alex.
mean I do
But
that.
as-
Chinoda knows too much. If he turns out to be FBI agent, I will have to kill him.
Anyway, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move
Sure.
on.
Yes.
To best story. There were
Please
some,
tell me why Oshinoko is the best story.
because listen,
Yeah, John.
The
Yeah,
first-
Alex, tell us.
again, another one where John and I agree. John, listen, that thing you said at the beginning is really coming back to haunt your ass.
Natai, they're really riding this dick, aren't they?
Listen,
There's a lot
I
of
love
space on it.
I love the wow. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult. Decide. Oshinoko is
Either choice.
is an anime that at the outset, especially if you go in with no like prior knowledge of the story, right? And because I'm judging it just on the anime alone, if you go into that first episode not knowing anything about it, like by the end, you're gonna be like your jaw's gonna be on the floor because it takes a complete like left field turn to where you
Right.
think it's going, and then from that point on, the story just hooks you with these mysteries and the lives of these characters, and I don't know, I was enthralled from it from the word go.
So
Sorry.
no. You can say your piece.
No,
That's fine.
you go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, the reason why I put Oshinoko as like my best story of 2023 is because, again, I read the manga before I watched the anime, right? Just because of the stupid Yoasobi song, because it was so good. I'm like, dude, Idol is such a good song that I'm gonna go read the manga. Fuck watching the anime. I'm gonna just read the manga. And reading the manga, I was like, dude, I read Oshinoko, and what was the other one that I picked it up and then I read all the way through in like 2 or 3 days.
See,
It was
you said you
Skip and-
did that with Skip and Loafer.
I did that with Skip and Loafer. I did that with
Oshinoko.
it's Oshinoko, but I also did that with one more. But basically for
Was it another
Oshinoko,
rom-com?
no, it was the Undead Unmount, whatever that thing is.
Dead Mount
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
Play.
Dead Mount Dead Play, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, Dead Mount Dead Play, same thing where I watched the first episode. I was like, yo, that twist I didn't see coming. I need to see more. Where does this go? And then I finished reading it. I was like, oh, that was okay. Yeah. I'm caught up now.
See, this is why it's killing John right now to watch Metallic Rouge week to week, because there's no source
there's
material.
no
he can
anime
read.
original,
Bro, I
baby.
want to see more. But with Oshinoko, I just got sucked into the story where it's just like, first of all, Akasaka, like, holy shit. I did not know that this, going into Oshinoko, I didn't know it was the same person who wrote Kaguya. Like, that blew my mind.
Oh,
Very different kind of story.
Yeah, because it's completely different. And I just think that I like idol stuff from Japan, so I know a little bit about the industry and stuff like that. But this really shines a light on all the bad things that happen in the idol industry and like just in general how it is to be an idol or a famous person. And the story just it keeps you sucked in. And
Mhm.
there's that mystery element, right? But it also has a lot of world building on top of the whole mystery element and like who done it. The original question from the get go, who
Is
done
who
it?
done it?
And they keep that intrigue while building up all the side characters and stuff like that.
and they
And
don't do just a
and the
little
thing
bit of
is,
thing.
like
They
Alex is saying, even though I have future knowledge, I'm like, dude, it gets even better. I
Mhm.
think that the anime does a really good job at keeping your interest at every single level throughout the entire series.
I think that
Here's
the 180 that it does at the end of the first episode is spectacular because like if you're watching it, you think, oh, this is going to be a show where we're watching someone get reincarnated as their idol's child, and they're going to go through their life as this idol's baby, and they're going to like you know maybe find out who their father is along the way. I don't know, but also like make them a better person, like cheer them on and make them better. Like, nope, that is not what this is about at all.
I totally agree. Like that first episode is so fucking good. I was
Mm.
like that. I was like, okay, I'm into it
The bait
because
and
I
switch, bro.
knew
Like, whoa.
I
no, it was
because
good
I
bait and
so
switch.
going in, I knew absolutely nothing about the show. I just knew like it's the same manga as Kaguya-san, which already like made me super excited to watch it. And I loved watching that first episode. It was such a fun experience. And by the end of it, like that, I was like, bam, okay, I'm in for the long run. But then it peaked and it never recovered. And I was like, I was looking for that high again of that first episode. It just never reached that same like it's a good show. I liked it, but it never reached the highs that it got to in the first episode. I was like, oh, but I need more of that. Where's that? And now I feel like it went some really cool places. Like I love the Akane stuff. I think it's the best. Aside from the first episode, the Akane plotline was the other part of the show I liked the most. But again, it just never reached the same highs they did in that first episode.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's just the
I
beginning, and
can
there's more to come. I
I
bet.
definitely can see that because of how high that first episode did,
Yeah,
it sets such a higher expectation and tone for the show
he
to go
never
into
reached
the
that again
yeah,
for me.
then for it to go back down to like, nah, we're just gonna do a stereotypical like build up of like here's these characters, here's the world. But to me, I think it's interesting mainly because like you're being shown the industry through different eyes, through different facets, and there's a reason
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
building. In typical Akasaka fashion, there's a reason for all this world building and
Mhm.
build up. It's to culminate at the end. So maybe it is because of my future knowledge that I'm a little biased because I'm like it does get a lot better. But to me, even just watching the anime alone, even if I didn't go ahead and like just read all of it before watching the
Yeah.
first fucking episode, in my personal opinion, I still feel like I would have been enraptured to Oshinoko for purely just through the design of the show, the characters and stuff like that. And obviously, like fucking OP's such a banger. The ED's
It's a
such a
banger,
Yeah.
banger.
and again, it's a great production overall. Like I love, like it is like the animation is great, the music is good. Like I enjoyed all of it. It just by the end of it, by the end of the season, which again, like I get it, it's the first season. I was kind of like, like I wanted more, which is good, but it just wasn't as
Yeah,
like
like
I wasn't
I
as
understand
invested
that
as I was in the beginning
that
of the
as a
season.
criticism, like it was
Yeah,
because of how high that is, because of that
yeah,
first bait and switch. You're like, dude, I
I
want to
get
see
it. Yeah,
more of that.
yeah. I also wanted to give I kind of have my best story as a tie between Oshinoko and Vinland Saga season 2. I think the second season of Vinland Saga was a great continuation of Thorfinn's story. The entire show overall has been a phenomenal character study type narrative around him. Um, and season 2 just continues that to a even greater degree.
I
The
wanna
fucking Shinoda. I
Oh,
read. I
what
was
he
like, what did Shinoda put? He's like, oh yeah, he also put Vinland Saga season 2. I have no enemies. Chad Thundercock, 2023.
2023. Listen, I was in
so
the,
bro.
true,
I was in this doc
so
while he
true.
was filling it out, and I saw him start to write that out, and I spit out my fucking coffee.
I knew Alex was laughing. I knew I got him while he was looking at it, so that made
Like
it even
the
better.
first thing you typed out was "I have no enemies." Like, okay, he's going to talk about like that whole scene where he says that and quote, and then he just types in Chad Thundercock 2023. Like, I did a spit take when he said that.
So I do want to talk about that scene, but even before then, you get to see the story of Thorfinn go from season 1 to season 2. See what happens to him, see him evolve, see him suffer through so much PTSD, and it's such a different change. Every story arc of Vinland Saga is basically another genre, and it's constantly evolving. It's such an amazing thing to see in action,
Mm-hmm.
and to see
Season 2 is incredible.
the character growth that happens, that's done purely through talking, through memories, and that's it, no action. And I'm just like, holy shit, how is this happening? And last night when I was editing this, it took me over 30 minutes to like really settle down on, okay, yeah, this, like, I was trying to compare all the other anime that aired. I'm like, what could possibly beat that? And I'm like, in my personal opinion, nothing. Like, the writing is immensely good, beyond good. It's fantastic. And that's why Vinland Saga Season 2 was Story of the Year for 2023 for me personally. I just thought, and it culminates in I have no enemies. Those words was such a mic drop. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't
Good
know what
fucking
else I
show.
can say. Yeah,
It is.
it's a fantastic show, actual masterpiece in work.
These are like the most popular opinions.
Yeah, it's
It might be.
like,
I
the
don't
most
give a shit
generic
if it's a
popular
popular opinion.
opinion.
It's my opinion.
No,
What?
but I'm
I
saying
just
like
gave you an unpopular opinion about Oshinoko, which is one
no,
of
I'm
those
saying for
popular shows of the show.
Trinoda's opinion about Vinland, like every single
Oh.
person who loves Vinland Saga says the exact same thing about like the story, and not like this season 2 is the peak for Thorfinn for his story arc and this and
So
that
far.
compared to so far.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, that's par for the course. Like all the Vinland Saga stands are just like of the same hive mind opinion.
They
Which
have
is
no
I
enemies.
mean, it's
Like,
not,
we really
it doesn't mean
enjoy
it's
it.
wrong. I'm just saying I just think it's funny how eerily close you guys are in opinions.
And you know
Damn good
what's
story.
even better? I don't listen or look at other people when it comes to this, so that was purely just for me.
Well, I think it speaks volumes to the type of narrative that the creator is trying to craft for people to feel a certain way about the show,
Exactly.
to truly connect with it. It's
And the fact
good,
that
like,
everyone
writing for
connected
that.
at this point, it speaks wonders. It speaks volumes. It really does.
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting for Natai's opinion.
Yeah, Natai.
Follow up, bro.
He can't. He can't.
Attack on Titan ended this year finally.
Finally, our
Thank
long
God.
national nightmare is over.
I actually
And
really
it wasn't
enjoyed that.
bad.
I
It
was
wasn't
really good,
bad, but does
actually.
that mean it was amazing great?
It was
I
great.
thought it was really good.
I okay. By the end of watching the ending, I was like, I'm satisfied. I'm actually satisfied.
I feel like that's
And
a
now-
lot of copium.
Yeah, me too.
No,
I disagree. So
No, I
I
have
saw
no
that a
copium
lot
about
of
it.
people were really upset at the manga ending. I didn't know how it ended and all that, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm anime only at the moment, up to a certain point. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for the movie to come out and enjoy it that way. And you know what? I'm so fucking glad that I did. I
Yeah.
genuinely enjoyed the ending. I liked how it went. I liked the characters. I liked how the story went. And you know what? I'm happy. And the people I talked to IRL, they're like, yeah, no, that was actually pretty damn
Now that
good.
the show is finally over and we have the entire complete
the
adaptation
full story.
of Attack on Titan, I'm just really satisfied that like it turned out the way it did. Even though like the act like there are some things in the ending where I'm like, it's whatever. I'm kind of like, okay, just the experience of the final season for all of its parts and for however long it took, just going on that experience of watching it being like unveiled in front of me with like friends and talking to other people about it, and it felt like a major event whenever like a new episode came out, and it's such a it was such a it was just an experience to finally see it come to an end. Now, it I'm not gonna lie, watching the ending in this current time that we're living in was kind of I couldn't really uh, um, uh, get too attached to it because it like got too real for me in some aspects. But I'll just leave it at that. But just as a whole, just the experience of finally seeing this show come to an end was like a really unique experience that I'm really glad that I went on this journey with it. And it's just nuts that like 10 years later we finally got this ending, and it didn't suck. It was actually good, and I liked it. So
John, I wanna tell
yeah,
you, if the new Spice Wolf anime really sucks, I'm gonna sound exactly like Natai sounds right now.
no, you're
Hope and
not.
seethe. Hope and seethe, brother. Listen,
So I've
Alex
been
dropped.
copium. So I've
I,
been copium.
no. I need to explain something here. So Alex dropped like, here's the first teaser trailer for Spice and Wolf. And I'm like, look at that horrendous CGI. He was like, I didn't see that. I'm like, bro, you're gonna see it when the show airs. It's gonna be terrible. Like, my L's in the spam, F's in the chat, bro. Like, you're taking an L on this one. But no. So the ending for Attack on Titan for me, because of I'm a manga guy.
Which, by the way, they changed some stuff from the manga apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
I did hear that. And I still haven't watched the final season of Attack on Titan just because I was like, listen,
It's
to
good.
me, the peak of the anime was Erwin's speech where he's like, dedicate your hearts. Because I'm like, this man knows how to motivate me to go get myself killed.
Hold on.
Because everything about that moment is fucking amazing. The voice actor, Erwin's voice actor, did such a phenomenal
The
job. Like,
music.
for me, the music, the swell, and I was just like, dude, I want to, like, I'm gonna go right into battle now. Like, I'll go dedicate my heart. Like, it reminds me,
Commander, my heart for you.
well, it reminds me of the oh my god, freaking who's that guy? That Scotland, lion-hearted dude, the kilt.
William Wallace,
Yes, the what's the movie?
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Thank
Braveheart.
you. Yeah, it reminds me of the Braveheart thing where I'm just like, let's go, charge into battle. I'm so easily convinced to go die for someone's cause. It's not funny.
No, it's not.
FBI
Let's give
taking
it a
notes.
Listen,
John in Austria in like 1929 is like
Oh, no.
that Hitler guy makes a lot of sense.
no,
Jesus
whoa,
Christ.
whoa, bro.
Mein
No, but,
Kampf,
like,
my favorite book.
John's favorite book, Mein Kampf.
I think that with Attack on Titan, with how people have been talking about it, like I'll eventually watch the last season because again, I need to see what they changed because to me, I just felt like I got shorted because of the manga. I was like, there was so much stuff that
From
needed
what
to
I
be.
could tell, it's very minor, but it's like it's very minor in terms of like certain lines being changed, but like it's some
It
egregious
matters.
lines apparently that were changed.
Yeah. I can
Like
speak
the
a
broad
little.
story is still like very similar, but just like very specific themes.
No,
I can
so
speak a
I
little bit about
I took
this.
so before you get to that,
Okay.
it took me like a whole ass year and a half to come to terms with the ending of Attack on Titan because I was
But
like, at
a son of
first,
a bitch, you had to fuel Alex's flame about this fucking show.
I hated the ending, but after a year and a half of like thinking about it and ruminating on it, realizing I didn't hate the ending because the ending isn't what I hated, right? I hate how I got there. I just felt shorted after the whole entire experience of like what happens
So you hated
prior
the
to
journey
the
more than the
ending.
destination?
No, I just feel like there was more that should have been said, but
Mm.
with the way how it just felt too abrupt to me as it
Gotcha.
ended.
Okay, I
And
get
I
it.
was just like, I just feel like the mangaka, oh my god, who's the mangaka?
Isayama.
Isayama. I felt like he wrote
I
himself
hate
into a
this, and I know
corner.
more about it than any of you.
Yeah, spoken like a true hater. But
Alex's hate boner is so strong, you don't even understand.
yeah, he hates Attack on
Hey,
Titan.
season
But
3,
yeah,
part 1 was pretty good though.
after I got over the ending, I realized I didn't hate the ending. That's not the problem I have with the show or the manga. The problem I had was I felt like it was too abrupt and I wanted more. I felt like it could have been drawn out a little bit more and more things explained and stuff like that. And like the setup and stuff could have been a little bit better. But I finally came to terms with like at the end, I'm like, the ending has always been this way. It had to have always been this way.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's not the problem I have with it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
have
makes sense.
yeah, the ending makes sense. So it's not the ending that's bad. It's just that the things that
How
I
you
think are
got there was
bad.
bad.
Well, the things that I think are bad is like the like again, after ruminating for a year and a half, I realized like, oh, okay, the things that even when my first criticism of like how I got to that ending, I realized no, it makes sense. It actually does make sense because I remember once you finished it, Natai, we talked about it in DMs a little bit, and it was just like making me rethink a lot of my first initial opinions of the show or of the manga, and I was like, damn, he's fucking right. Like,
Fuck you, Alex. Fuck you.
What?
and Natai changed my mind. I was like, fuck, Natai's
Oh.
right. Like the show actually ends pretty well, and you know, it had always been like that, and it was just me coping and seething, bro. I had to cool off from that before I could really come back and have a retrospective of like, you know what, it's actually pretty good, guys.
Can I say, as much as y'all dick ride this, can we all agree that the way the final season was released sucks?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
sucked.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean,
even as
But
much
guess
as you
what?
all
I don't
dick
think
ride it, you
anyone-
will at least
Guess
agree
what?
that it
Guess what?
sucks.
It doesn't matter anymore because it's over.
yeah, it's over,
Finally.
Alex. You don't have to
Finally.
care.
I
You
don't.
don't have to care
I
that the
never
art looks
did.
ugly to you, bro. We don't care. No one cares anymore.
And
Um,
in
What
2
I've-
years, no one will remember it.
I don't
What
know.
I
I
wanted
think
to
Attack
say
on
about
Titan is
that.
a phenomenon. I think Attack on Titan is that generation's Death Note. Like
no,
to us,
it
what
is.
Death Note
It
Yeah.
literally is.
It is.
I guess
It's
time will
what got
tell.
so many people into anime, and I will always respect it for that.
I can respect it for that, for sure. I can't respect it for its story, but I can respect it for that.
Alex
That's
having
fair.
a hard time complimenting a show he hates.
Hey, there's a lot I can compliment about Attack on Titan. I've said this many, many times.
Yeah, Hiroyuki Sawano, like the biggest
it's
thing
a
we can
it's
compliment.
a very well produced show.
I think
I'll
that
never forget that one time where he fucking complained about their fucking shoelaces.
I never
Fuck.
said that.
Oh my god, not this shit again.
Bro, I'll get the tape.
no. My favorite section of when you guys used to do the Attack on Titan spoiler cast, was that what we called it?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, what was it Marcus? Who the heck
No,
was
this
it?
is way
No.
after Marcus.
No,
left.
no. In the
The
show,
show.
there was that one character where you just completely forgot they existed.
Oh, it was I've forgotten who he is now.
It was Marcus.
Yeah, it was Marcus, right? Or it's
Or
like
Marco.
Marco, yeah. It's like
Marco.
so there, you and Show were talking about Marco, and then Alex is just like, "Who's Marco?"
Yes. That's still to me one of the best lines I've ever had on this entire podcast. Is we're doing the spoiler cast and you guys are going on and on about it. I was like, who's Marco? And the audible
Literally
silence.
one of the important scenes in this like section is about Marco, and you're just like completely
Who's
phase him out
Marco?
of your mind. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
And just the funny thing about that is just the audible silence, and like I could just imagine Sho and Natai looking at each other like, he's fucking with us, right?
Freaking hilarious.
I never knew veins could pop just from talking to you about anime, and then I talked to you about this show.
I will defend my opinions on it being a well produced show, but not.
It's
great
okay. We
in
don't have to
story.
talk about it anymore with you.
It's over.
Finally.
It's finally over. Just
I do want to, because Natai put this on here. Most promising story being Heavenly Delusion. I said this during our Christmas episode where I talked about this.
Did you finish Heavenly Delusion?
I haven't
Natai,
gotten a chance
Alex?
to finish it yet.
Yeah, well, I had
Okay.
to finish it for our.
Oh, that's right. That's
thing.
right. Yeah. I keep seeing more and more clips of it on YouTube, but like because of what Shinoda said about how the story goes, I'm like, I really don't want to watch the show.
I still need to finish it, but I loved what I saw.
I mean,
Okay.
not to give any spoilers away, but yes, the first season does end on a bit of a cliffhanger, and so my opinion of it could change based on if we get more anime. I don't want it to end on a cliffhanger, so if it does, that's kind of shit. But I do agree with Natai here saying it's a very promising story if it continues.
I only watched like 3 episodes, so I like just by those 3 episodes, I
so,
was like already.
so you could have a
engrossed
completely
by it.
180 opinion when you finish it.
Oh,
True.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked all the mysteries that it introduced, and like it really hooked me in for that.
I have 2 honorable mentions. Apothecary Diaries is a really good story. I think it's a really good period drama.
Yeah.
I also think that Handyman Saito in Another World is a really good story as well.
Full on agreed.
Very, very very, very underrated in my opinion. I think the story is really good, and if it seems like the anime didn't perform very well, because the story is kind of like all over the place, but like the overwhelming arc or what's the not overwhelming
underwhelming. If you're talking
overarching
about
the overarching story of Handyman Saito in Another World is like, yes, it's an isekai, Alex. Stop rolling your eyes. But I just think it's really good. Like the characters in it, their subplots and stuff like that. It all makes sense. And yeah, Apothecary Diaries is a really good story too. I didn't think I'd like Apothecary Diaries story as much as I did, mainly because like it's about it's a Chinese period piece, but it's made by a Japanese person. And it was just like, that's kind of an odd thing, right? Like, I don't expect a Japanese person to write about Chinese, like to use
It's
the
a very odd
Chinese.
combo, yeah.
Well, because in China, the Three Kingdoms era and stuff like that, that's a pretty common thing that they'll use as a backstory backdrop. Generally a Japanese person wouldn't do that, to use it as this is my setting period. So I thought it was odd, and I didn't think it could craft a story that I actually thought was interesting enough. But the whole aspect of like Mao Mao and like the Imperial Kingdom and all this other stuff, and like the consorts and stuff, I was like, this is actually kind of interesting. Like it's all of it, like Jingxi and all them. It's like, this is pretty interesting. Like, what about her dad? And like currently in 2024 with the season 2, I'm just like, or I guess part 2, second core. Right?
It's a second core of the first season.
Of the first season,
because
now
it's a 20-something episode anime that aired in the fall.
Yeah, so like now in the second core, it's like even more interesting. We're learning more stuff, and I'm actually pretty heavily invested in the story. It could turn out to be the best story of the year, actually.
I don't want to judge it too much because like it's not finished airing, and I feel like it's not too fair. But what I've seen so far, it's really got me hooked.
I mean, I think it's a very solid show.
It's political palace intrigue with a period drama added in. Holy shit, that's interesting. It actually is.
And I just love Mao Mao's character. Like, I love Aoyuki. She's just a phenomenal voice actor.
I said this during the monthly dump that we did last week at the time this comes out, that I love the cutaways like to the character faces, because it reminds me so much of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's very comedic.
Like the reaction faces.
Natalia's just sitting there like, I don't know. I've
not engaged with this at all.
No, bro.
You guys like something Chinese?
I want to watch it. No. I want to watch it so bad, but I need to get on it. I will say I will probably need to bounce because it's 2 a.m. and I need to work in a few hours. So unfortunately, I will bow out in this moment.
Wait, no. Best hype show, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Normie.
Easy.
All right. Normie. Pokemon Concierge. I didn't even know that existed. I do kind of
okay. I'll just say my piece on Pokemon Concierge. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. It'll take you like less than an hour to finish it because it's like 4 short episodes.
Okay.
Beautiful stop motion animation. Please go ahead and watch it. It's adorable.
I've seen clips. I can agree.
It's so cute.
And then must-watch shows overall, Attack on Titan. I feel like at this point, if you've watched season 1 through 2 and 3, go finish it. Duh.
You're there.
For the record,
let's go.
For the record, I only watched like 5 shows this year, unfortunately. But I will say Free Rent is fucking incredible, and I have thoughts about it, but I'll talk about it when I finish it.
I feel like eventually we're gonna do
Free Rent.
I'm not caught up. No,
bro.
I do feel like
he
eventually
said he's only on like episode 4 or something.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
5. That's why he didn't share the opinion about the dragon scene.
Yeah, I do feel like eventually we are going to do like a full-on spoiler cast for Free Run once it finishes ending. So,
without a doubt,
probably the same thing for Apothecary Diaries too.
All right, well,
there's some really cool shows I wanted to watch this year, but I'll try and catch up later. But we'll see what happens.
All right.
Have a good night, bud. Thanks for joining
us. It's good to see you again, Natai.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
He'll be back. The dick will be back.
Well, yes, the stuffed dick will be back. All right, so should we move on to best OST and sound design?
Yes.
Because I think all three of us are in agreement here.
Yep.
Other than Natai, but I mean, he only watched 5 shows. But I thought Vinland Saga. I'll just talk about Natai's thing. I thought Vinland Saga season 2's sound was good. I mean, I liked the opening, the ending songs, and just the scoring. In
I
the
thought
show
the
in general
OST
really
was
good.
damn great.
Yeah, it's
during
amazing.
the peaceful moments, especially.
But I just, in my personal opinion, getting that Vinland Saga out of the way, if Rerun didn't air, Vinland Saga would have won. But Rerun aired, unfortunately for Vinland Saga's to Vinland Saga's chagrin. Rerun sweeps, dude. Listen, I hate admitting that everyone was right. And Freerun is actually
John
amazing.
truly hates that.
I hate that. You don't understand how much
John hates it when he likes popular things so much.
Because it can't be that good. And then I watched Freerun,
and it is that
everyone
good.
was like, literally everyone after, because they dropped the first 4 episodes.
First 4 episodes were dropped as like a single episode. Pretty much.
Like they
3? No, it was 4. It was 4.
They dropped like the first section of the show, and everyone was like going gaga over it, and everyone was like, "Oh, Freerun's so hyped, this and that." Like even Natai was like more hyped about Freerun than me. He's Yoasobi's doing the opening, and I'm just like, just because Yoasobi does music doesn't mean I'm gonna go watch it. All right, like I like Yoasobi, don't get me wrong, but The Brave, that's not their best work. It's good. It's not amazing though. But anyway, yeah. But now where I am with Freerun, I'm just like, dude, the sound design's amazing. Evan Call, you've done a fantastic job. Like honestly, I knew you did great work on Violet Evergarden, right? Literally where I first remember seeing your name. Because again, it's not Kevin Penkin, it says Evan Call. Whoa, there's another English name here. Whoa. Or a Western name.
I'll be right back. I can still hear you guys, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
But with Freerun, I was just like, it can't be that good. Then I watched it and I was like, okay, it's pretty damn good. All right. Not only is like just the sound design in general for the show, it sounds amazing. I love all the sound effects for the fights and stuff like that, all the magic. I love the voice acting. I think it's done really well with like Freerun and Fern and stuff like that.
The voice acting is top notch. I mean, it really emphasizes how the characters are feeling, what they're thinking, just from the voice acting alone. And I find that incredibly impressive.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the Freerun like OST and sound design in general is that every episode, because of how every episode is kind of themed, or every arc, I should say, about Freerun is themed, it feels like I'm watching a movie, and the scoring reflects that. Like, I feel like I'm watching a journey, like a movie. Like
I mean,
Lord of the
you
Rings
are though, and
I know, and
do
you
it
are.
so
That's the crazy thing.
beautifully.
That's what I really like about Freerun's OST is that it feels like I'm watching a fucking movie.
A long movie.
A long ass movie.
With actual intermissions. Now, I you mentioned Freerun's the voice acting. I want to give like special mention of the English dub voice acting. The English dub for Freerun is really, really good. I don't remember off the top of my head who they got to voice Freerun. It's not a name I recognize, but I thought when they did it, when they did the English dub, they were going to give her like a, because she's small, she's not a large character. I thought they were going to give her like a child's voice. They do not.
She's supposed to be she's an One-san, man. What are you talking about?
And the English dub reflects this. I thought for sure they were going to get like someone with a high pitched voice to do it. They did not.
They got a mature voice. Yeah.
A very mature sounding voice.
Mallory Rodak.
Yes, that's the name of the voice actor that does Freerun.
I mean, I'll take your word on it. I haven't watched it in anything but Japanese because I just like the Japanese a lot.
It's great too, and I agree with what Chinoda said about how the voice acting just really complements what the characters are going through in each scene. But yeah, and the Evan Call's soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's real good.
I just don't think there was a better OST this year. I wrote on here, I do want to give a special shout out to Trigun Stampede's OST. I thought that was done really, really well for a show that is ostensibly not really a remake, but a reimagining. I thought the music that they did in that really captured like the setting and the story very, very well. And also Mushoku Tensei season 2, I thought had a great OST.
And also Nier.
Yeah, oh yeah. I said special shout out to Nier for realizing they could never outdo the game OST and just using that.
I mean,
Really need to play that game eventually.
That listen, for Nier, there's a lot of great things about Nier Automata. You should definitely play it if you haven't. But the OST in that game is absolute god tier video game OST, and I think the people that made the anime realized they were never going to make it any better, so they just decided to use it.
I mean, I feel like it's just a cost saving thing.
It could have
Where,
been,
like,
but
look, we already own the IP to make this show. Like, can we just negotiate to use the soundtrack so we don't have to pay anyone extra money to do it? Because it's a
maybe,
good
but
soundtrack.
I don't know. I feel like maybe they just realized they were never going to outdo it anyway.
I seriously doubt that. I'm completely sure it's the financial side of it, and that's all there was to it.
Yeah, I feel like it was 100% financials about it, but Danmachi season 4 part 2 was fantastic to listen to, bro. Okay, sure, I'll take your word on that.
Listen, I've watched it. It's all right. I wouldn't say the soundtrack is phenomenal.
I truly enjoyed it. I thought the sound design, while they were fighting for their lives to survive this deep portion of the dungeon, I every sound, every horror they make whenever they even heard something and they're like, "Oh fuck, what was that?" And the boss fight that happens in the end, I was like, "Holy shit, this sounds amazing."
I will say, on a technical level, Danmachi does get better and better every season.
It does. I will keep on harping this. I will keep on pushing this propaganda because it does.
And this is why I can never take any of your opinions seriously.
Absolutely. Never take me seriously.
For
No.
one fucking show, and it's Danmachi, bro. Like, I can't do it.
Listen, we all
Any
have
movie
our
string prevails, John.
we all have our guilty pleasures. That's just him, and he's not guilty about it at all.
No, and that's the problem. It's a guilty pleasure, but you're not guilty.
For me, I will
An
freely admit,
Ironic love.
I freely admit
Unironically.
that Danmachi for me is 100% a guilty pleasure.
But all right. My honorable mentions for OST, because I thought the OST for Magical Destroyers was really good.
Mm.
Like, not just the opening and the ending sequence. Like, those are great. Don't get me wrong. Amazing songs. But the actual OST itself, because there was a specific insert song I wanted to listen to towards the end of the show, like at the very end. And I'm like, I like this insert song quite a lot.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
So I looked up the OST and I just listened to all the different types of styles of music and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's so good. It's actually a really good OST.
I actually really enjoyed the Car Guys episode OST.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah, it's really
banging.
cool. And then obviously they don't. Apothecary Diaries was really good. Like Kevin
Yeah.
Penkin and the other two Japanese people that worked on the soundtrack for Apothecary Diaries, amazing job.
We don't have a specific category for talking about like our hidden gem. Would you consider Magical Destroyers a hidden gem anime from last year?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Because I do.
I don't know if it's a hidden gem because a lot
Skip
of
and
people,
Loafer definitely is.
I think that with Magical Destroyers, I think it has a specific target audience.
It does. It does.
Like it's not a gem in the sense that if anyone watched it, they'd all like it. You know, like
Yeah.
Apothecary Diaries or something.
It was made for us older weebs, like who have been around for generations.
Well, I mean, I understand also, like, just because it's a meta show does not mean it's automatically good. You know, just
No,
because your show makes a commentary on something does not automatically make it good. Just like how our podcast is not automatically good just because we make meta commentaries about the industry and stuff like that. Like meta
Or about other
humor, like-
podcasts.
Well, because, you know, look at Rick and Morty, for example. There's like meta commentary in that. And that's why, you know, these 3,000 IQ Giga Chad brain people are like, oh, it's such a good show. And it's like, that's not what makes the show good, but I guess whatever.
Whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep at night.
Just because it's meta doesn't mean it's good.
All right. You got any other honorable mentions or should we move on?
We can move on.
Okay. Next category is best hype show. For me, it was Eminence in Shadow just because every episode made me like, yeah, let's fucking go, Sid.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I definitely felt that. I think that Eminence in Shadow did really well in the anime. It changed quite a lot because I only read the manga after season 1. I went to go read the manga.
Yeah.
So apparently it's really good in the light novel as well. I'll take
And I think the anime is being based on the light novel, not the
Right.
manga.
Really?
So I
Yeah.
thought the manga was not bad, but the manga definitely didn't capture the essence of the light novel. At least the anime did a really good job with a lot of the fight scenes. Like, there's a lot of fight scenes that, like the Delta fight scene in season 2 was just amazing. But they didn't do that in the manga at all. Like, there was no fight scene. So like, because I remember YouTube algorithm Sama was like, hey, you like Eminence in Shadow. Here's some other anti-tubers who talk about the difference between the manga and the anime. And they're showing like the comparisons from like, here's the panel showing this, and here's the actual show doing this. Because all I wanted to do was rewatch some of the fight scenes. And then all of a sudden, here are some video essays about like the differences in the fight scenes and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's actually really interesting. Thank you, YouTube algorithm Sama, for recommending this to me.
Do you know what I keep seeing is because I'm a bit of a chuny myself.
No.
I know. I keep going and watching all the scenes where he goes like, I am atomic.
Not
And
even like the best part of the show, bro.
no, it's not. But it makes me feel good watching it. I don't know why, but it does. But every time I do that, like inevitably within the next couple hours, I'll be scrolling through like recommended stuff on YouTube, and it'll be another video where someone has like redone one of those scenes with new sound effects, and like maybe the sound effects in this show weren't as good as I think they were. Because these like random people that are redoing the sound effects and editing them in, and it's like, this is pretty fucking good.
I don't think the sound design
disagree.
in Eminence in Shadow is that crazy good. I think it's good. Like, I don't think it's amazing. I think it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it's a very hype show because there's a lot of action, there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of good payoff and stuff for following. Yeah, it's just a lot of tearing your brain off and like, haha, flashy stuff. Oh, he's gonna fuck shit up. Oh, it's funny.
He's gonna say the thing. He's gonna say the thing.
The moon is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moon is red. But yeah, that's my hype show. Like every time I would go watch an episode of it, whether we're talking about the first season or the second season, I was like, yes, this is where I go to get hype. This is my hype man.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. With season 1, I felt it a lot. Where I was just like, every week I was like, oh, I gotta watch the new episode. Season 2, I didn't feel that as much because I was just like, I already knew where the story was headed because at this point I've read the manga, so I know where exactly it's gonna go. But I mean, it was still good. Still a good.
Forget who it was in our
show.
Discord server. It may have been Classy Ulysses because he hyped the show up to all hell.
It was classy.
But he said this anime is like the Flavor Flav of anime. It just hypes everybody up.
And you know what? He was completely right on that.
Anyway, that's mine.
Chinoda,
Yeah.
Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War Part 2, and Shangri-La, huh?
Oh yeah,
Shangri-La Frontier.
buddy. While I was making this list, I was like, all right, there was a couple that actually hyped me up.
I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get to Shangri-La Frontier.
It's not over yet, so we can't talk too much about it.
I think the hype parts of Shangri-La Frontier are definitely in the second half of it. Like, don't get me wrong, the first half is hype, but it's the second half, specifically the Wezaimon, the Weathermon fight, Weathermon the Tomb Guard.
Yeah,
I finally broke down and I started reading the manga after the last episode. I was like, I need more. Like, I can't do it. I need more.
You can't do a single anime without watching the goddamn source material.
No, I did really well. It was until literally the last episode that just aired with the Weathermon, the Tomb Guard fight, where I was like, I can't wait anymore. I got to read it now. So now I'm not even caught up yet. I think I'm on chapter 111 or something. I think there's like 175 chapters. But
is it worth it,
bro? All I can say is I can't wait to see it animated because like the manga is good, but goddamn is the anime a lot better.
I feel that.
Because everything else, like the voice acting and all that stuff, makes Shangri-La Frontier is as a manga. I think like it's like the PowerPoint version, right? It's like here are the main beats and stuff, but the anime really can breathe life into the source material by animating everything in between, and that's what really sets it apart. I think
Mm.
Shangri-La Frontiers anime is amazing because of that.
I think what makes it truly unique is when there are hype moments, you feel the hype in your bones and your blood. You get hyped along with them. Shangri-La Frontier is an anime for gamers. You feel it in your soul.
Yeah.
You feel the blaze. You feel the excitement. You want to do the exploits. You want to do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And the
It
main
speaks to the
character is
gamer soul, and like my honorable mentions for best hype show are actually Eminence in Shadow season 2 and also Shangri-La Frontier. It's not my most hyped show, but they were very close because they do the same thing where like Eminence in Shadow season 2 as well. Again, I only read the manga, but it was so much more improved in the anime compared to like the manga. And same thing for Shangri-La. It's so much more improved. Like it still has all the same story beats, but the anime just elevates it. I don't know if it's just because of the soundtrack, the sound design, the voice
it's a mix of
acting.
everything. The
It's like
animation, the
yeah, the
soundtrack,
animation is
everything.
just freaking amazing in both of them. And so to me, that's why I'm like, yeah, these are really close. But like, they make me want to watch it. So I'll watch it when I see, oh, there's a new episode up. But I wasn't actively waiting for a new episode every week like I was with my pick.
What is your pick, John?
Motherfucking
Well,
Ghost,
hold
boy.
on, hold on. Let me finish.
No, I was gonna let Chinoda finish first.
Oh.
Alex.
I
just
didn't know he
explaining
had
Shangri-La.
something else to say.
No. He's
Look at the
Year
doc,
Blood War.
bitch.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I want to say real quick, Shangri-La. No, I was looking forward to it every single week. I would like once I got home from work, I had like an actual good meal ready to go. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's eat something good, get hyped as fuck while watching this. It was a fantastic time. I mean, it's still going, so it's gonna be great. Finishing off as well. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War Part 2. What aired? I will fully admit this. It's nostalgia. There's a lot of nostalgia based on this. I read the manga after the original anime finished, and because I was like, I need to see where this goes. I need to see what happens. I did. I had such a great time with it, and now, seeing it after all these years animated, seeing the story beats that happen when I was watching it, I couldn't wait to watch it. Every time I was like, let's go. And every time something cool happened, I was just tearing my hair out. I'm like, let's fucking go. The
Can I
soundtrack,
just-
the fights, it was cool
I
as
still
shit.
haven't watched it. I really should, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
you should.
Too.
Chinoda, can I
I'm
just
so
say?
over Bleach.
Can I just say? I'm watching it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm glad that this story is finally getting finished, at least in anime format. But God, I wish it had come out way sooner than it did.
I
The
agree and
gap
disagree.
in time is just so difficult for me to like be hype about.
Alex,
Yeah,
so-
you were definitely more hype about it when you first discovered it.
Yeah.
So like having a 8-year block. I don't know how long the hype
I
is.
think it's
an
like
insane amount of time.
It's a long time. It's almost a decade, I think.
I
But-
honestly don't know. So
I think what really makes this so much better is the fact that everyone's had time to improve their technique, improve the very industry itself has changed in so many different ways. If you watch Bleach like from back in the day to and compare it to Thousand Year Blood War, holy fuck, is there a massive difference? The art style is still very similar, but the quality is beyond.
I mean, like you can say that about anything that's been airing for a long time. Just look at the difference in quality between the first episode of Naruto and the last episode of Shippuden.
right.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So speaking of nostalgia, my most hyped
Nostalgia.
show was actually MF Ghost. So I remember when we did the preview, I think Natai had it, and he only wanted to say because it's like MF, like motherfucker Ghost, and that was the entire bit. And I'm watching, and I'm like, this reminds me of Initial D, and I look more into it. I'm like, oh shit, this is a continuation to Initial D.
Yes.
Quite literally, it is a sequel to Initial D. And I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, I liked Initial D growing up. I 100% am just driven by nostalgia at this point. So I gave MF Ghost a shot.
Hmm.
And just like Initial D did in its early stages,
Ha 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 ha. But not third stage.
Not third stage, just the first stage and second stage. But in the initial stages of Initial D, I was always hyped to watch it, and like, I was like, it hit all of the right notes with like, here's this Euro beat, here's the cool car stuff, and every single episode of MF Ghost, I was like, I need to see more. I need to see the race. I need to see more. And I was actively always like, has MF Ghost updated yet? Is MF Ghost? Can I watch the next episode yet? Because I loved it. It was so good. And I like the music, the sound design, the voice acting, the character designs look great. I mean, I've always liked Initial D's character designs. Like, and it looks weird. Again, it's it's the designs from the 90s. So it's one of those like weird, they kind of look realistic, but also like weirdly shaped. Like it's that in the uncanny valley of in between like old anime and like new anime where they're transitioning to like the Moe blob stuff. So it takes a little bit of like used to getting used to for that type of art style, but the story beats are still the same. The every race is always fucking hype, and I can't wait for season 2, bro. I'm so excited. I will admit though that there are just like with Initial D, there are some like very questionable moments in MF Ghosts. Particularly the whole like there's a guy who's like 23 or something or 22, and he's like, I only date 17-year-olds. I'm like,
what the fuck?
yeah,
Leonardo
and I'm just like,
DiCaprio in the flesh.
yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio is in an anime, and I was just like, look, it was like that in the original where Natsume, like that girl's for the streets. She was doing compensated dating and dating one of her friends' dad. It's like that woman's for the streets. So like I'm like, okay, it's always had that type of creepy motif, but I don't care about any of that. I only care about the racing and the cars. And I love all the callbacks to like everything from like Initial D, because it is a sequel, and the more you learn about it, it's like all these cool callbacks and stuff. Even the announcer guy for MF Ghost is the original voice actor for Takumi, the main voice
character
actor,
from
character
Initial D.
from Initial D. So he's even in that. So I'm like, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's. I finally sat down and watched it about a month ago now. It's pretty good. It as a continuation, as a sequel to Initial D, it's better than anything we got after Stage 2.
Yeah. We don't talk about
Gentlemen,
Stage 3.
I have never watched Initial D.
Yeah, I realize that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It might
got
just
the
be
spirit. MF Ghost has the spirit of Initial D, even if it doesn't look.
which is about
like
the cars, the racing, and the hype.
Yes. It was
Like,
never about the actual story. It was just about the hype.
It was always about the hype. Kansai Drift! Nani? Like, oh!
Yeah.
Bro, it's 100% nostalgia, why I think it's so hype, but listen, if people liked Initial D, you'll love MF Ghost. Give it a shot.
Yeah. Should we move on to now for something completely different? From most hype to most relaxing show.
I wanted this section mainly because, like, look, if we're gonna talk about hype shows, we got to talk about the opposite, where like this is just fun, just because I think it's fun to just watch shows and not have to think too much about it.
Yeah,
I like turn your brain off shows to just like reset your anime watching palette, I guess. It's just nice sometimes,
it's like we talk about that with the ESGK shows. It's like it's nice to have these anime where you turn it on and it's just relaxation incarnate.
Yeah,
It's
like
the ginger
I
tea,
know
it's
that
sushi.
there are certain people who don't like watching slice of life stuff, and that's a fair, like why would I want to watch a boring ass anime about boring ass things in real life? Like, who cares?
Because sometimes cute girls do cute things, John.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of ESGK is just cute girls doing cute things, and I'm like, okay, the main selling point is like, look at these cute girls, and I'm like, okay, but I need more than that.
Or in the case of Poco's World, a cute boy doing a cute thing.
I love Poco so much.
But no, I'm glad you put this on here because it gives us a chance to talk about like maybe some shows that we might not otherwise talk about. Because when you think about the best anime of the year, you typically don't think about those kind of shows.
No, not at all. And I think it's worthwhile to explore relaxing shows in general. Like sometimes some slice
we
of
all need
sometimes having a good slice of life will make your anime viewing experience more enjoyable for that season.
over the years, I've gotten to the point where I need at least 2 or 3 relaxing shows per week just so I can de-stress, come home from work, and have
Yeah.
something nice, fluffy to watch. I can relax to and just like chill. And it's good to have that. It's very important to have that to let your mind rest.
Especially when you work for the United States Post Office.
When you work for the
There's a
government.
reason going postal is a saying.
Yeah, this is the reason it's
Oh.
called Going Postal. No, so the anime that I chose is Tomo-chan as a Girl from all the way back in winter of 2023. Something about this anime, just every week watching it made me feel happy, and it made me feel like, I don't know, warm inside. Also, getting to hear Rie Takahashi's balls drop was nice.
Yeah, she did that deep voice for Tomo, but I really liked the manga. I don't think the anime was as good as the manga, in my opinion. Like I don't know why I feel that way. It's not
I
like it
do
was.
think Rie Takahashi killed it though as Tomo.
Oh,
I don't
she
think
absolutely
the
did.
anime was bad. I just really liked the manga. Maybe it's because the manga was more of a short form, like
It wasn't a 4
entertainment.
coma though, right?
It was almost like a 4 coma. It was very short.
Okay.
Each panel was like it was almost like a 4 coma, but it was
Okay.
very short, like type of manga, like 5 pages or something with maybe I don't know 6 or 8 panels at most. It wasn't very long
really
running.
short.
Yeah, but I mean I loved Carol in Tomo-chan as a Girl. I liked her in the manga, but I fell in love with her in the show, and that's mainly because of the voice actor. She's just like she killed it, dude. Like that one scene.
Sally Amaki? Is that that's her name, right?
I don't remember what her actual name is, but I know that for Carol's voice actor, when she does the whole like she gives the headband to Tomo, and then when she takes it back, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just like, and she's like Tadaima, and I'm like, best girl, Carol Chan, best girl. I just fell in love with her character.
The best girl is clearly Tomo's mom. That MILF tomboy.
Man, you guys are really disrespecting Mizuzu so much. She was so much fun. Such an emo.
She
I loved her.
literally is just an emo character.
Yeah, Masuzu's all right.
What was that? What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Now it's gone. You're watching a thought die in my frontal lobe right now.
Tomo-chan was a fun watch. It was great.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Like I said,
yeah.
Carol
Fun
really
rom-com.
sold it for me. Why I actually really enjoyed the anime. If it wasn't
I remember
Sally
what I was
doing
gonna
Carol,
say.
I don't know if I would have liked it as much, to be honest.
I remember what I
She
was
just
gonna
killed
say
it as Carol.
about like halfway through the anime. They point out how old Carol's mom is, and everyone's like, "Hold on,
Start
wait a
doing
minute.
math.
Math is not mathing here." It's like, wait a minute, that means you would have had Carol when you were 14. Something's not right here. But I guess it's explained. I think the creator explained it away. It's apparently it's never actually explained in the story. But the creator explained it as like she just got married very young and her parents were okay with it.
It's a thing the Westerners do quite a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I
I'm no comment. My mom is only like 15 years older than me. No comment.
Oh, okay. Well, moving on from that.
I come from a very mountain people. You turn 12, you're an adult, all right? Like you expected to have a family by the age of 14, all right? Very different standards. That's all I'm saying.
You've had your first period and you didn't give me a grandchild yet. You're a failure.
Alex, you don't even understand. You really don't. Buddy.
I think I judging from what John just said, I think I do. Anyway, what's
Danger's in my heart. I knew you would get. I knew,
bro,
you were gonna put that. I honestly knew it because you are talking nonstop about this stupid show.
Because I love it so much.
Shoda, I'm gonna watch this show, and if it's not really good, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
I mean, go for it. People use me as a beating post.
How is that any different from any other recording that we do, Alex?
That's true.
Chinoda's the whipping boy.
I meant this time physically. I'm going to fly to where he is.
Oh, whoa. We didn't threaten actual use of physical violence there, you two. Don't monetize
I
us.
mean, after what happened last con,
Anyway, yeah, sure. Best relaxing show. I know you love it. Can we talk
let
about
me.
the Masterful Cat is Depressed though?
Well, hold on.
No, we're skipping. You've already talked enough about this stupid show. You've brought it up like 5 times already.
Fucking fine. It was really fun to come home, relax to it, and just have my heart skip a few beats to it. The Masterful Cat is Depressed again.
Is
Was
so
such a. It was such a cute
what is that
show.
stupid studio? The horrendous CGI.
It's the
don't
same
remember the
studio that
studio.
did The Girl I
Hold
Like
on.
Forgot Her Glasses.
Yeah, it absolutely horrendous CGI. Hated it.
Yeah, when they
But what's-
used it. Now, they actually only really used it a lot in the first
Beginning, yeah, and the opening
like the
sequence,
first one
yeah.
or two episodes. Now, every episode they did have like a transition screen where they
The weird
did
fish
use-
lens transition stuff. I hate
Go
that.
hands.
Yes,
Go
go hands. It was go
hands.
hands. Thank you. And like that was it. That's all they used it for like the first like 1 and 2 episodes, and then every episode during the transition scene.
Nope. Whenever
That
they had
is the-
cars, they used it whenever they moved. They had cars, they had trains. That was 3D, bro.
Yeah, it was. But you didn't notice it as much afterwards. You got a little bit used to it, and it
No, I
really
noticed it
was not
every
present.
single
It wasn't
episode.
present that much. It wasn't.
Not in the later half of the show, no. But in the
Early on, it was
early half, yeah, it
absolutely-
was
yeah.
so bad. But unlike The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again today was actually good.
Yeah, it was actually good because
Like,
it was just
I
a
was surprised
smooth-
at how much I liked it because I was like, okay, the whole gimmick is that she has a cat and it's a human-sized cat now. It's a giant freaking cat.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
bigger
okay,
than human size.
Hopefully this isn't some weird bestiality show.
Fetish
That was
thing,
that was
yeah.
like my first concern. And as it turns out, it's like, no, he's more like a mom to her, and it's hilarious.
I just want to say if what's the dude's name that did the Boy and the Beast? Namakoto
Miyazaki?
Shinkai. No.
No, the
Oh, Boy and the Beast. What am I saying?
Do you think I
Oh,
said
talking about
Mamoru
the direct-
Hosoda?
Yeah,
Mamoru
Hosoda.
Hosoda. If
Hosoda.
Mamoru Hosoda had written this, it would have been bestiality.
But yeah, I thought that it was fun after getting past the whole like terrible CGI part in the beginning. I thought it was just fun just watching her, like this office lady, just interact with her cat who has to take care of her and gets
And,
pissed
like,
off when she
actually taking care of her and like improving her life so much. And I was
yeah,
like, I wish
thought it
I was
hilarious.
her. Damn,
like-
she is pampered.
It was like, oh, she rescues this cat, and because of the love in his heart, he decides he needs to take care of her because she's literally useless without him. If he didn't cook her lunch, if he didn't clean, she would die. And I'm like, this is relatable. This is my wife. I'm watching a show about my wife right now.
It's very true.
My wife.
But yeah, I just, it was fun to just watch. Just turn it on. Like, it wasn't something that I was like desperate to watch. I need to watch it every week. But I was like, oh, it updated. I'll watch the next episode. Oh, that's pretty funny. Like the fucking cat and his weird like obsession with like being good at certain things. Like I'm a genius at sewing. I'm like, I'm like relatable. I feel pride about stupid shit all the time.
The character is his own person. The cat is his own person, and I love that. I genuinely love that. Like, on top of taking care of his owner, he gets up to his own shenanigans. He's recognized in the neighborhood. Everyone just thinks he's a guy in a costume, and that's just his thing.
And that's yeah, it's like he's going to a costume party. He's like, "Don't worry, I got this." Puts a zipper on the back of his thing, so they think he's in a kigurumi. It's just so stupid. Yeah, that was one of my honorable mentions. Is why I wanted to bring it up. One of my other honorable mentions for relaxing show was Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence.
I still need to watch that.
It's cute. It's a cute rom-com. I didn't think it was egregious. I thought the character designs were pretty cute. I thought the story was pretty cute. The ending song is by Sasanui. It's Toko Siesta. Amazing song. I love it. But my actual best relaxing show of 23 was My Clueless First Friend. Like, bro, You
The
want to talk
fucking beaties. Holy
diabetes,
shit.
bro?
And the Riz.
The
The
Riz Master
Riz.
himself. Oh my god. I didn't like when I saw this show, I was just like, I wonder what this is about. And I watched it, and I'm like, is this a show for kids? And I'm like, it kind of is a show for kids because it's about kids in like elementary school. They're in like
Yeah,
fifth, fourth
elementary.
grade,
They
whatever.
are in
They're
elementary. They
elementary
are
school
really
kids.
young.
But like just watching it just made me feel like warm and fuzzy on the inside because I'm like, oh, look at the Riz Master, dude. Look at this girl who's getting bullied, but he's actually the transfer student and he's gonna be her friend. And he just like unabashedly is always just being nice to her. And she's just like, oh,
And not just
ooh.
nice to her, he actually respects her and like looks up to her because he thinks she's she's death itself, and like,
Yeah,
but in the cool way.
he's just a they've yeah. Oh my god, the bullying that they do to the main character girl, I'm just like, oh, that's so fucked up. Kids are so fucked up, dude. Kids are
Yeah.
mean. But I'm
Kids
so
are
glad that
complete assholes.
Never let a kid know your weakness. They will exploit it.
Oh, absolutely. That's why it's important you pump them early.
Whoa.
We here at Anime Club After Dark do
In
not
Minecraft.
condone child abuse.
Anyway,
We
my
do,
clueless
however,
person-
find it hilarious.
I do not condone anything that this man is saying. I have no affiliation with this man. Twitter, please cancel him, not me. Anyway, my clueless first friend was my most relaxing show because it's just mainlining sugar, dude. Just straight up diabetes. Every
It
single
really was.
episode.
And John kept on talking about it, and I was like, all right, fine, let me go see it. I watched it. I was like, John, fuck, god damn it, that was
Like literally
I
every
need
episode,
insulin
I
now.
just like I closed down the tab. I'm like, it's too sweet. It's too sweet. I can't.
God, that's what I imagine it's like when people actually snort cocaine. They just
Listen, if you want a really cute, fun show to watch that you don't have to think too much about, and you just want to feel good watching it, this is my recommendation. My clueless first friend.
Is she clueless though?
No, he's the clueless one.
Oh,
He's the
he's the
clueless
clueless one. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Tayo, like the sun.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Well, he's named after the sun. That's why his name is Tayo.
So before I guess is that all you got to say about my clueless?
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Okay. Before we move on to like the final thing we're going to talk about, which is our must-watch shows of 2023, I do want to quickly say Natai brought up Pokemon Concierge. I haven't seen it yet, but I do know it's stop motion animation. I don't think stop motion animation gets anywhere near the credit it deserves. And like even in the animation world.
You say that, but the new ending to Free Rent is stop motion, and I think it's horrendous. And you haven't seen the crazy Uncanny Valley claymation that is Sasaki and Peeps.
Oh, he said it.
You say stop motion, it doesn't get that much credit, and these literally the two shows that I'm that's currently airing right now that have stop motion EDs are god awful.
I'm not saying just because it's stop motion it's good. I'm saying that good stop motion animation doesn't get recognized.
Actually, that's not
I
the
like
only
The Nightmare
one
Before
that has
Christmas,
stop
so-
motion. John, you're forgetting Mofu Mofu. The ED for it.
Oh, it is. It's like it's
Yeah,
the
it's
felt. I
stop-
forgot about that. I completely
is
because I
stop motion.
skip it because I think the song is trash.
I mean, I agree, but it is stop motion. You forgot about that.
I did forget about that one. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, let's talk about what we think are like the most watch or must watch shows from last year. I guess this is kind of equivalent to our own personal anime of the year.
Yeah. This is kind of the equivalent. Just because, like, again, I think award shows are dumb. I don't think we can come to an actual consensus on what constitutes the best show. So
I mean,
think having a
last year
list
was
of
pretty
this-
easy with Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the internet agreed. But
we talked for it about 5 minutes, and it's like, yeah, Chainsaw Man.
yeah, no contest. Just like how I feel like in my personal opinion, I think that there's no contest for 2023 as well, and it's Free Rent. Like everyone,
Yeah.
everyone
mean,
in their mother
literally-
knows. Go watch Free Rent.
Yeah. I think all three of us are kind of in agreement it's Free Rent. However, and I'll let you guys talk about it. If I had to give this award or this, my personal opinion on this for a show that did actually end in 2023, because Free Rent is still going.
Yep.
I would say Pluto is my must watch from last year, along with Oshinoko.
See, I don't think that Oshinoko is a must watch because, like, my must watch is like if you're gonna watch anything from 2023, go watch Free Run. It's
Yeah.
got everything that you would want. It's got action. It's got good story. It's got good music, sound design, voice acting itself. It's everything.
I mean,
Everything about Free Run.
it's like what a 10 out of 10 anime really should be.
Yeah, like I remember watching the first 3 episodes and being like, okay, I see why people call this their favorite anime, right? The best
Yeah.
anime of the season, of the year. I saw it from episode 3. I was like, I see it has everything that makes this quite possibly the best show of 2023. It didn't get me the most hype every episode at the very beginning.
Understandable, yeah.
Because it wasn't, because the story is not hype. It's a journey. It's not about the destinations, it's about the journey. And that's what the entire show is about.
That's why it's called Beyond Journey's End.
Yeah, and which is a good story. It's a good, like I said, it's a great story. And everything else about it makes it amazing. But I wasn't hyped for it every week like I was for like Shangri-La Frontier, where I'm like, bro, video games, gotta watch some more. But it definitely gets a lot more hype later in the seasons, just because they do pump up the action when you get later into Free Run. So it makes it more like, oh,
I would
wanna
argue
see
that
what happens.
I would argue that it's good despite its action, because like
Well,
even
I'd
without the
argue
action
that
sequences,
it's
I'd still say
because
it's good.
every episode feels, at least for the first half of Free Run, every episode feels like, it's a segment of a movie. Like this is an arc, and
Yeah,
it
it is.
kind of feels
Yeah.
like it's all, not concealed. What's the word I'm thinking of? Contained. It's all a self-contained story for this one part of the movie in this journey in one
Yeah.
episode. So that's where it's like, okay, it's not gonna, there's no investment into watching the next episode until we get to the longer running arcs, like the current right now, where we're in the longer running arc of like the first class magicians arc, I guess.
Yes.
Now that this is like, I'm so invested. I'm like, bro, I need to know what happens. Like,
Which is funny because we only got a few more episodes to go before this show ends.
We got a
But-
decent amount of episodes to go, actually.
It's only 26 episodes.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what episode it's on right now.
No, it's 28
19.
episodes.
Isn't it on 19? No, sorry. I'm thinking about Shangri-La. I'm sorry. Never
No,
mind.
okay, and you got to think the first 4 episodes aired on the same day.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah,
we're closing in on the end.
Yeah. So again, if you're gonna watch any anime from 2023, like if you don't watch a lot of anime, but you only want to watch the cream of the crop, watch Free Run.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
legitimately.
point out. I wanted to put out some stuff there that actually did end in 2023.
Yeah, which is fair. For me personally, I picked a couple things that I thought, hey, like anything from 23. Freyren, obviously.
Yeah.
Shangri-La, especially for the gamers out there. I think you
Yeah, like I said, I was more hyped for Shangri-La Frontier at the beginning of fall 23 than I was for Free Run.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I want to watch more Shangri-La Frontier.
Oshinoko, it was one of the biggest names.
Listen, if you watch the first episode of Oshinoko, you're gonna want to watch the rest. Like that's again, no
If for
contest.
some godforsaken reason you didn't like the hell, and second, try the rest of it because it is very much worth it.
I mean, I do
Mashley,
understand that, like Natai's opinion, where it's like it set the bar and your expectations, and it doesn't ever meet that bar and expectation ever again because it starts building the world slowly around it more instead of like, here's the main premise. Like I felt the same way because when I read the manga, I was like, I loved the hook. That hook was amazing. I want more. And it took so long to get to like the more part, but I'm like, okay, the more part is good though. But I understand why people would be like, oh yeah, because it doesn't give you that much like breadcrumbs to feed off of when you watch the first episode, like to the rest of the like, because the first episode is the main story of what's happening, right? The who done it. This is the main draw,
especially those last like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like the breadcrumbs that you get throughout the rest of the like 10, 11 episodes is not enough compared to like the piece of bread that you got dropped in the very beginning.
Mashley, genuinely enjoyed it. Did not know Mashal. I'm sorry.
Mashley, what?
Mashal. I keep on mispronouncing it for some reason.
Mashal, muscles and magic.
Mashal,
Yeah. No, I definitely like. I remember seeing the premise like, okay, so it's One Punch Man but with magic. Harry Potter One Punch Man.
Yeah, and that
And
is
I was
quite
like,
literally what it is.
well, I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, honestly speaking. Because again, I like One Punch Man, and it's like, but that type of comedy kind of falls off after a while. But what makes Masho really good to me is just that the consistent likability of all the characters. Like, it's not just Mash that's really funny. Like, I think Dot is hilarious. I fucking love
Oh,
Dot.
absolutely.
um, I don't remember the other guy's name, the blue hair guy.
Oh, not Rain. Rain is the one with the yellow hair.
I thought when you did that, you had to sneeze.
No, that's Finn.
Well, Finn
Finn
should be an
Ahmed.
easy name to remember.
No, Rain is his older brother.
Yeah, Rain is
Yeah.
more prevalent later.
Prevalent, yeah. But Finn, I think Finn is funny. I mean, he's like the slapstick, like kind of character that points out the obvious things. Or what's that? The straight man? He's like the straight man to the group.
Yeah, he is a straight man.
Because Dot and Mash are just complete idiots. It's hilarious.
And what's her name? Not Sarah. What is her name? The
Lemon?
Lemon, yeah. And Lemon, she's like head over heels in love, and
Freaking
it's
hilarious.
so adorable.
Yeah, and I don't remember what the blue guy's name is.
I keep on forgetting, even though he's such an important character.
Well, because like he's so serious and like, oh, this and that, and then it's like his thing is he's a freaking siscon. He's like, I love my younger sister. And like, oh my god. Yeah, but I definitely think
genuine fun show, and like I here's how I know it was actually really damn good. I got one of my more normie casual friends. I was like, hey, check this out with me. And they were dying laughing, and they were like, more episodes.
Yeah, like I think Marshall is just, it's because of how easy it is to get into, how dumb it is. It has a very wide appeal. Like, you don't have to be a veteran anime fan, and you can enjoy it as any type of like whatever level of anime veteran you are, you would enjoy this show just because it is just entertaining.
It's for everyone.
Yeah, the characters are fun. The story is easy to make sense of, and it's just freaking hilarious.
Vinland Saga season 2, peak writing, absolute. What else? What more do I need to say?
But does he have any enemies though?
He has no enemies.
I mean, if you liked so to me, a lot of anime watchers didn't like Vinland Saga season 2 because it set the expectation with season 1 of like it's going to be a battle anime, but it's not.
Yeah,
no, and each arc is going to be completely different.
But I think those people told on themselves, honestly.
Well, I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about Vinland Saga, about how like it's a character study of Thorfinn. It's not about it's not always about the struggle of life, like it's not always just about physical fights and stuff like that. It's about other types of fights that you have in your life, like your mental struggles and emotional struggles.
PTSD.
Yeah. And for my final thing, this one is specifically for the veteran weebs, in my opinion, and I don't think you can truly enjoy it unless you're one of those magical destroyers. We already talked about it a decent amount, but yeah, I think you need to have experienced the culture, really understand it to get true enjoyment of this show.
Yeah, it's hard to recommend that to like just anyone. That's definitely like because it's a meta commentary. It's like you got to have a little bit of knowledge about like the industry, about like otaku fandoms and weirdness in general. But I definitely think it's a solid watch. Like, I don't understand. A lot of people hated the show, which is because of the ending, and I'm like, you don't. Well, listen, the ending makes sense, okay?
The point is that anyone can be the otaku king.
It took a little bit for me to come to terms with it, but I was like, all right, that was actually a really good ending. I'm not
wish it ended
happy,
how,
but I get it.
I wish it was a happier ending where I wish everything that I wanted to work out worked out. I really do, but sometimes it's not the story that's not the main point of the story that it was trying to tell you at all.
And those are my picks.
And again, Natai recommends Attack on Titan season 4. Like, finish it.
Yeah, if you're there, just finish it up.
Season 4.
It's the end of an era. 2. It really is.
Was it final season, part 3, part 2?
So I do want to say I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the next big anime that what introduces the next wave of people. Like what's the next big hype moment?
Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen.
I disagree. I meant afterwards. I meant what's the
Oh, you
next
mean like
new
after
thing?
now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
after now.
what's the next generation's Death Note or
Yeah,
Attack on Titan?
what is it? What's gonna be the big thing? What's gonna make those waves again? I'm looking forward to finding out.
Because with like
Solo
Jujutsu
leveling,
Kaisen and
maybe?
with maybe so like with Death Note and Attack on Titan, they're a lot more mature. They're a lot more shock value. Like with Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, those are like atypical shonen, just like Black Clover, right?
Yeah.
Atypical shonen is how a lot of people get into the shows, but what's the next, I should say, hot topic anime? Like, let's be honest here.
What's the next normie anime?
What's the next pop culture anime? Because
What's the next anime that's gonna have like all their shirts be sold at Hot Topic?
yeah, because it was like that for Death Note and it was like that for Attack on Titan. What's the next one?
That's a great question. I wish I knew the answer to that. I don't see anything currently airing that could be that. I mean, maybe besides something like Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's not like Death Note or Attack on Titan in that regard, though.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell. Like I honestly don't know, but I'm watching a lot of shows. I'm pretty hyped for a lot of new shows coming out in 24. I can't wait to talk about the 24 anime because, whew, boy, is it stacked full of good shows.
I mean, we have some good stuff that's airing right now in winter, but I mean, I was looking at spring 2024, Konosuba
It's
season 3,
nasty.
new season
Yeah,
of
that's what
Demon
I'm saying.
Slayer.
Like 23 was like a year where I could pick a handful of shows. Like, yeah, these are kind of the cream of the crop. 24 is going to be a lot bigger. There's so many more shows that I'm looking forward to.
I just want to just really quickly. I just want to list off some things that's airing next season. Konosuba season 3, new season of Demon Slayer, third season of Slime Tensei, seventh season of MHA, second half of the second season of Mushoku Tensei, Kaiju number 8, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Remake of Spice and Wolf.
I'm so hyped.
Is it really that good?
I like it a lot. Like, you
And
know,
we have more slime this year as well.
I just said that. Slime
You just
Tensei
said that,
season
yeah.
3.
Oh,
Season 3 of the irregular Magic High School.
ugh, who cares about
Something
that?
I'm personally hyped for, Yudu Camp season 3.
yeah.
Apparently, there's a brand new season of Black Butler coming out in spring.
Oh my
I
God,
refuse
it's
to
not
believe
done?
it.
That's huh.
I don't know, and that's just in the spring of 2024. That's not to speak
Yeah,
of
there are
things
things
that are coming
that
later
haven't
in the
even
year.
been announced for the next seasons.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
think we were
yeah,
all
winter-
shocked to hear that Shaft is coming back with more Monogatari later this year.
yeah. So winter 24, pretty good season. Spring 24, even better release season. There's so many stacked shows in spring. So to me, there's like a lot of potential for 24 to be like the year that the year that upsets anime the most.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
there's gonna be too many good shows. Not enough people are gonna have. There's not gonna be enough people to like enough watch time to watch everything. Just too
Oh,
many
God,
shows to pick
really?
from.
So,
Yeah.
to close this out, I want to ask you guys a final question. What did you think of 2023 for anime?
I honestly, I thought it was pretty mid. Like,
Yeah.
it just because of there are literally a handful of shows that I would say were standouts, and we've talked about every single one of them, the standout shows. Well, at least most of them. You know, if you have other standout shows, you know, let us know in the comments below because I'd love to know other shows that I might have missed that you thought was great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you in the comments and tell you how you're wrong. So be prepared for that.
And then he'll go watch it. And it's like, it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone, and that's the reason why this episode exists is just we just want to shine a light on here's some shows that we thought were really good. And just because we thought they were great doesn't mean everyone else does and will. And maybe there are other hidden gems that we don't know about because there are definitely a lot of those that go undetected, like almost the entire season.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of in the same vein as John. If I were to rate like 2023 in anime on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's like a 6.5. I wouldn't say it's exactly mid.
I feel like it's a fair assumption just because like the good standout ones were so good that it bumped it from a 5 to a 6.
And I feel like the year as a whole was very bottom heavy. Like the best stuff aired in the summer and the fall, I think.
I mean, other than Oshinoko, which aired in
which
like,
aired in the spring.
or spring. I thought it was it spring?
No, it was spring.
Okay.
The
Um,
only like super hype thing that I loved in the winter was Vinland Saga season 2, but that also aired into the spring.
I believe I agree as well. The highs were high, but that was very small and limited, which I don't mind. But overall, most of it was mid. Mid means middle. Remember, that means it's okay. Doesn't mean it's bad.
It's
People
the worst
have
thing
to
you can
remember
say
that.
about something is that it's mid.
Yeah,
I
like
possibly.
yeah, I just I I don't know if I'm experiencing burnout from watching too much anime. I don't think I am because I'm watching more and more shows again.
Mm.
And maybe that's making me have a jaded opinion because I'm consuming so many shows. It's like, look, if you're not better
Could
than
very well
this
be.
show in this season, you're not that good, right? It's like it could be that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of in agreement that it wasn't the best year for anime, but it wasn't god awful either.
No, absolutely not. There was definitely standout shows. There were standout moments, even in the mid shows. Surprising things here and there, which were actually enjoyed by the overall community. I thought it was
Yeah.
a decent enough year, definitely enough to hold us over until the year that is 24.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like 2019, 2020. The year that
The dark
anime just
times.
the dark times.
That did before the dark times.
The
Before the
times you could catch up on your list.
Yeah, when John was only watching 2 or 3 things a season.
It's because I was reading like 6 different light
600.
novels and 300 different manga. Now I'm only reading like 2 not light novels, and I'm not reading any manga. I read manga whenever I feel like it now. I'll catch up on something, but then I won't look at my new 40 chapters to read every day.
John, welcome to being an anime watcher.
I'm back to watching anime, baby, for this anime only podcast.
Yeah.
John, by the way, I have to blame you real quick.
Oh boy.
Remember how we were talking about how Kaguya-sama?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started reading it a couple days ago.
I don't care. We're ending this episode. Shut up.
Yeah.
Alex,
Yeah.
sign
All
us
right.
out.
All right. Well, thank you all for dropping in to watch us. Check down below. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw and want to see more. Check down below where you can find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitter, TikTok, Discord. Also, we are on Blue Sky now. I started us a Blue Sky page, which is it's new Twitter. It's not Twitter. It's what it is. It's what it is.
Twitter light.
Well, it's funny because you can't actually say the word on Twitter because your post will get like limited.
Wow.
So just people they use like emotes to describe it, or they'll just say the other site.
I mean, sure.
Anyway, also check down below where you can find a link to Anime Club After Dark's merch store where you can get nice shirts like this. But with that, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night. It's been 3 hours. I want to go jump off a cliff.
It's our time for me.
I
Oh,
just
thank
want
you.
to I want to say before we go, I spent the entire time and didn't bring up Bungo Stray Dogs once. Good job,
Thank
Alex.
God. Thank
job.
God.